What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Paul Tyson watch party with myself, Chris Algieri, Paul Malinaji on ProBox TV.
I'm calling it Tyson Paul. I don't understand why Jake's name has to be first.
Listen.
I'm respecting royalty here. Yes, I know everybody's going to give me crap. I picked Jake to win the fight. I get it. I'm an analyst. That's what I do. I analyze fights. I got to give hot takes. Yes, my pick for the fight is Jake. Doesn't mean we're not here rooting for boxing.
You see, this is why we work well together. I'm by the book. This is what I'm told to say. It is Paul Tyson, but this guy's right. Yeah. We're gonna give credibility.
I'm calling it Tyson Paul.
Of course, yeah. Tyson Paul. It's Mike Tyson. This is really the Mike Tyson show. Let's be honest. This is what everybody that we've been talking to is all about. But guys, come to our YouTube page. Definitely go and get in the chat box. You guys have been rocking and rolling for a while now. A lot of people have been really waiting for us to come here.
You see the empty pizza box, guys? Yes, I was eating pizza. That's why we were a little bit delayed. I have to, as you can see, I still maintain my figure even through this pizza eating of my retirement age.
They give us no protein. It's only pizza. It's all we ever get here.
So yes, that was a little bit. Well, we got the empty box. Production wants me to show the empty box, but unfortunately, production placed the empty box backwards, so I cannot show you the empty box.
Well, also we don't want to get any free
but
marketing out there.
There is actually one slice left, guys. Maybe we'll do a contest, and one of you guys can win the empty slice here, win the extra slice.
Guys, get in the chat. How many slices did Paulie have? Get in the chat. Let's talk about that. Paulie, talk to me about what did you think about the slap?
Well, I gotta be honest. I didn't see the foot stomp first. It
wasn't a foot stomp. It was a.
I think he stepped on his foot on purpose. I think it was. He at first I thought it was Tyson was annoyed because of the little weird crawl that Jake did. But I think he stepped on his foot on purpose. I really do.
Well, if you look at it though, Tyson is barefoot, and
look, you see Tyson pointing down at his foot. So the only issue I have here for all the Tyson people here is Jake's head barely even moved.
It was a very limp wristed.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of.
That's not a good sign. For all you Tyson bettors, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, I feel like everybody who's going with Tyson was like, oh, you see he's slapping, he's not taking no shit. Well, I don't know. I looked at it the other way. I looked at it like, bro, that slap should have made Jake's head spin around. It barely made Jake's head even move, and it's kind of worrisome if you're going for Tyson here,
But also, like, you think about Caleb Plant and Canelo Alvarez. Caleb went to go for that slap.
Yeah,
Canelo got right out of the way. And obviously, Jake does not have world-class reactions.
No,
obviously.
No. But no, we're not talking about defensive specialists here. These are two very limited heavyweights at this point in time. Because obviously, what was Jake's latest troll? He said that he would have beat Mike at any given point.
No, Canelo.
No, he said there's more today. There was a hot take.
I think he said Canelo. I think he said it could be Canelo.
He might have said it about Canelo too, but if this week he said it about Tyson too, that's a little bit out of his mind.
That's insane. I don't know if he said. I didn't see that. He definitely said about Canelo.
There's a reason why Mike had the nickname "the baddest man on the planet" at one time. They didn't just give it to him because they liked him. That was because he really was the baddest man on the planet at one time. So what does everybody think about Tyson? We're looking at I'm looking at the statistics for the bets and stuff like that, Chip, and I'm seeing that they said something like 80-20 for the bets came in favor of Tyson, maybe even 85-15. I think that's ludicrous. I mean, I personally, again, you take betting with your heart to another level. I'm not sure that those are the smartest bets. When I gave my pick, I'm actually looking out for you guys, and I'm saying, trying to make you guys save money. It's not like one of those it's a case of a live dog. Dave Portnoy said this might be the best odds for free money he's ever seen. Basically to bet on Jake, which okay, I won't take it that far, but I just I feel like a lot of people are betting with their
emotion. Well, listen. First of all,
most of them aren't even around for during Tyson's heyday. The Tyson mystique was developed from 86 to 89. After that, it was based on the 86 to 89 Tyson, but it was never the 86 to 89 Tyson again.
That's the point of Tyson. This is why he's here tonight, because the aura of Mike Tyson is bigger than who he is now at this point.
Yeah.
Much, much bigger. Yeah. And even Mike, he did an interview, he goes, I watched some of Paul, he's good enough to fight me now. Yeah. At this point, at 58 years old.
That's it. That's why the fight's happening.
But also, Mike was handpicked off the couch, who was probably smoking weed on his show, and was like, "Oh, you're gonna fight Jake Paul for however."
Hot box with Tyson is basically just smoking weed with Mike.
With his friends, yeah.
That's it. And I don't think he's physically active anymore. He got back in shape, which is excellent on his part. You hope that he can maintain healthy, and you would hope that actually Mike would maintain some of that in shape lifestyle.
Well, no, Mike is actually. So Mike lives around here, down here in South Florida. Yeah. And he was coming down and train in the Pompano area, and he was getting himself back into shape. It's been a couple years, but more for health than anything. But then this came up, obviously.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, man. I just feel like Jake. The risk here is Jake is bigger, stronger, faster.
Guys, and he is bigger. Just so you know, a lot of people are like, but
and people are gonna say,
Jake's moving up to heavyweight. He's out of heavyweight. Yeah, well, he's bigger. So
people are gonna say, well, Mike fought everybody that was bigger than him. I get it.
He wasn't 58.
But he wasn't 58 exactly, and that's really where what it comes down to here. It's for the people that are picking Mike Tyson in the comments section. My question is, based on what are you picking Mike Tyson? Are you going by reputation?
No, it's the aura. It's the aura of Mike Tyson.
I mean, that's what we think it is, but I'm curious to hear from the people that are picking Tyson in this fight. Like, what makes you pick Tyson? But
I think it's also easy. Look, we're watching Jake Paul with a stupid rooster on his head. It's very easy. It's very easy to not like the kid.
Yeah.
And that's kind of his whole thing. He's a troll.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He's an expert troll. Yeah. I mean, like, the best troll I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to not like him. So, again, that's going to push people to pick Tyson.
Yeah.
The guy knows what he's doing, man. He's a master marketer.
Yeah.
Jake Paul is.
And also picking fights. Everybody who makes like Jake sets up his fights. Guys, Jake doesn't have to set up his fights. He's a boxer who's been boxing for 6 years at this point. That's not a novice anymore. I'll never mistake him for a world-class boxer, but it's not a novice anymore. 6 years boxing is a long time. Yeah. And he fights all non-boxers.
But also he's been training with world-class trainers the whole time.
But on top of that, he fights non-boxers, so he stacks the deck. There's a difference between setting up a fight and stacking the deck. Even normal boxing stacks the deck. Mayweather always stacked the deck. Ray Leonard always stacked the deck.
Every prospect who's built
the more politically connected fighter always stacks the deck. So what Jake is doing is not anything else your favorite fighter hasn't done before. Jake does what he does. He stacks the deck because he's the bigger name against the opponents. So he doesn't have to set up the fight. You don't have to. When you stack the deck, you're not setting up the fight. In a way you are, but then if that's the case, all boxing is set up because all A sides always stack the deck in some way, And then, the fight plays out the way it's going to play out. So in this particular case, again, it's not all this script bullshit and all this other stuff. There's no script, there's no cover, there's no setup here. He stacks the deck, and against Mike Tyson, how's he stacking the deck? He's fighting a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. That's where the deck is stacked. You're not fighting a Mike Tyson who's in his prime or anywhere near his prime. You're not fighting anywhere near the best version of Mike Tyson. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to stack the deck. It's a smaller, older, less explosive, way past his prime and worn out, Mike, because Mike had a long boxing career. He's worn out from it. And Jake is fresher. He's bigger, he's stronger, faster, more explosive. Again, the deck is stacked because Mike is 58 years old. So there's no need to talk about, Jake sets up his fights. What need does he need to have to set up his fights for? Why does he need to set up his fights? He boxes every single day of his life, trains to get better every single day of his life. None of his opponents do that. None of them. Even Mike. Mike is retired. Nobody's living that lifestyle except Jake at this point. So this deck is stacked because he's taking on non-boxers. And that's it. What are we doing over here?
We're waiting on for the...
are we waiting for Taylor Serrano? What does everybody think of Taylor Serrano? What do we got for comments here?
Katie, no one's talking about Katie Taylor and Serrano. Everybody's talking about... a lot of people are talking about the fight that just happened, the Mario Barrios.
You know what?
And
I want to talk about
fight,
that.
Which is actually a really good fight.
I think Mario is a bit overrated, man. I think that we've been talking about
the weight class. It's funny. We talk about on our shows all the time how weak that weight class is. Yeah. And I've been trying to defend it lately. Like there are some guys, like Mario included, but he really let me down tonight. Yeah. I talked a lot of good about him, and he did not look.
I don't think.
Didn't look like a world champion.
I felt like I properly rated him. I felt like everybody also rated him. I didn't think Mario was all that great to begin with. You got a 5'10" fighter who doesn't fight on the inside. Listen, I know some tall guys like Fundora, like Yo Dio Corrales, for example, were tall and knew how to fight on the inside great. Mario Barrios is a 5'10" guy who doesn't really fight on the inside like that. He's an outside boxer. So if you're 5'10" and you fight on the outside, how are you a front foot heavy boxer, dude? This guy gets hit with everything but this thing. I could throw this bottle like this and I'll hit Mario Barrios. Honestly, he's front foot heavy all the time. How are you 5'10" and fighting front foot heavy? There's nobody teaches kid how to throw a jab.
Can we lower this guy?
There's nobody teaches.
My head is splitting.
5'10", it's a mockery because dude, you were 5'10", right? So you got that physical capability.
I still am 5'10". I still am 5'10".
So you were 5'10". But it's not like it's wasted. I don't look at Chris Algieri fighting.
I didn't get hit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He knew how to use his height when he needed to. I look at Mario Barrios and I'm like, man, why couldn't I be 5'10"? Why does this guy get to be 5'10"? Somebody who doesn't know how to use it. Let me have been 5'10". I watch this guy and I'm like, he drives me nuts. He's horrible.
Well, we were talking about it off air. A lot of it was, I think, came from smaller weight classes where he could bully guys and just walk them down and beat them up. Now he's at 47 where he actually probably belongs, and he still has a height.
How did he not know how to fight? He's 29. How did he not learn how to fight?
He didn't need it then. He was just so much bigger than everybody.
Even if it weren't hurting you, it was definitely still hitting you. When you're 5 foot heavy, you still get hit with stupid punches.
Well, now you're seeing it. So that's the thing. Your face doesn't hold up. When you're younger, sometimes you can take it.
It shouldn't take the punches to hurt you to change. It should take the punches just to hit you, and you realize, wow, these shots are hitting me. I don't want to do this because in a fight, maybe it's going to be dangerous. Instead of, I can take those, I'll just keep taking them. And then you get the fight night and you don't really want to take them anymore. It's not like that, man. That's not how you're supposed to train.
Listen, if everybody could box, they would. It's not. Being a boxer is really tough. It takes a lot of discipline. A lot of guys can't do it. They just fight. And it's why we have all our boxers.
I've been saying since I saw Nicholas Floss keep impressing me on ProBox TV, Nicholas Floss beats Mario Barrios right now, today. Nicholas, if you make Mario Barrios and Nicholas Floss today,
his face is all fucked up.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Nicholas Floss beats Mario Barrios today. Nicholas Floss, if you guys have been watching our shows on ProBox TV, that means you follow Nicholas Floss for 2-3 fights already. He's constantly been impressive. This guy's constantly unimpressive. You're talking to call him about Boots Ennis. Make Nicholas Floss and Mario Barrios, please. Nicholas Floss takes that title, and then you're going to have a little bit of stability.
Not for nothing, he just defended a title against a guy with 6 losses who's lost it. He's basically
who basically got robbed against him. I mean, that fight could have went either way.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
Exactly. You know? So it's not crazy to think.
And Floss has 2 losses, but Floss, because his strength of schedule is so difficult, constantly was fighting tough guys.
Floss
was upset a bunch of guys.
Floss is 15-2, so the argument is going to be tough for him to get a title shot based on experience. But in terms of skill set,
this guy gets the title. You get knocked on your ass against a guy with 6 losses and rob him, and then you get to get that. What's the argument for that? What are we talking about here? What am I saying right now? What am I even having this argument? Like, why do I need to have this argument and conversation?
With himself. I'm not arguing with him.
I don't understand. Does anybody in the comment section want to agree with me, please?
So I like this. I got Netflix on the big screen. I got Paulie and Chris on my desktop.
Thank you.
Smart.
That's the way to do it.
Guys, that's how you do it. Because we're not showing the fight. You're listening to us speak. Yeah. So put it on your TV. Watch us on your phone. Watch us on your small tablet. Watch us on your desktop computer, whatever. And put us on, because you don't need to hear this.
And guys, we're going to be like a few seconds behind you, so we don't ruin the call for you. I don't want to ruin the call for you. You know, if you guys have followed us for our lives, we have our signal purposely a few seconds behind yous. So when we react to something, yous have already seen it. Because it's better that yous have already seen it rather than we react to it before you see it. You understand me? So we're gonna have a signal that's gonna be behind you on purpose, okay? Because we feel like we don't want to ruin the live for you.
You know, I'm going through the comments here in terms of, you know, we Paul heavy, we Mike heavy.
We root for Mike here, but we pretty much
it's pretty split. No, I'm talking about everybody saying no. Yeah, I mean, in terms of us, of course, Mike is Mike. We talked about him from the very beginning.
We're analysts. What are we gonna do?
Yeah. We don't. We also.
I don't get paid to be a fan. I get paid to be an analyst.
We don't.
What am I gonna do?
I was gonna say we don't speak with emotion, but this guy's right next to me, so obviously we do. But we don't bet with emotion. We don't take our picks with emotion.
I just got a note in my ear from production. Are they watching us in Zimbabwe right now? Is that what they said?
Wow, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
One of my buddies from South Africa was watching. Wesley, what's up? Shout out to Wesley.
Where's Ireland at? You know, we got Katie Taylor coming out. What's going on?
Sure,
where's that?
Puerto
Rico? What up, Puerto Rico? We got Amanda Serrano coming up.
Yeah. Well,
I want to hear about
Puerto Rico's in our time zone. They should definitely be watching this.
Yeah. No, listen. Katie Taylor's squad is staying up. Oh yeah.
All right. So it's Katie Taylor's. What do we got with Taylor Serrano? I feel like Taylor Serrano. This is like the coup de grace of their career. You know, this is like where they're getting a massive payday tonight. Really have earned it, both for the sake of their careers, the legacy for their careers, and also for the legacy of women's boxing. These people are, these women are really a testament to the growth of women's boxing, and not just the growth in popularity, because I get the popularity. You know, Katie's getting $6 million. I think Amanda's also in the 7-figure purses tonight. It's not just the popularity. It's actually, when I look at Serrano and Taylor through the years, I see the level of women's boxing has gotten so much better, you know, than I used to look at women's boxing, even at world-class level, not that long ago, and be like, and I'm sorry, bro, I tell you like it is. I used to say, oh, these girls suck. You know, they fight for world titles, they suck. Most of them, not all of them, most of them. Today, there are more women, because there's so many belts that a lot of women who can't fight even get belts, you know? But now there are more women that actually can fight, you know, and people like Taylor and Serrano are a testament to that, you know, and others as well in this generation.
But listen,
there are more of them in this generation. That's why people like Taylor and Serrano, it's a testament to and a credit to them. And I feel like tonight's a coup de grace, that the cherry on top. They are sort of at the end of their careers. They may even retire after tonight, who knows? But to get the kind of pay that they're getting, you know, after... You know, I can remember Serrano stories where she had to invest in her own career, you know, pay for her own fights, and now you're getting 7 figures. That's a movie type of story, bro. For me, that's terrific.
Well, I mean, in terms of Serrano, where she's been, how many world titles she has going up and down in weight classes throughout her entire career.
And even Taylor. I mean, Taylor, Olympic gold medalist.
Taylor is the more traditional route, where she, gold medals and
but still,
going all the way up
terrific fighter,
for a long time. Still is a terrific fighter. So
they're a little older now. I don't feel like they have a lot left, but it's going to be a fun fight because the rivalry and also the respect of them.
They're following the track that the men always did. When did the men make the most money?
At
Late
the
in their
end.
careers
Yeah,
when they're fighting each other. That's always the way it's been. So again,
I made the most money when I was getting my ass beat at the end, bro. It's kind of messed up.
But also,
when I was winning fights, they weren't paying me like they should have been.
Those paydays were the whole career. And you get it at the end. And unfortunately, a lot of us don't make it to that point. But thank God these two are. They deserve it. Look, we got 38 and 36.
Yeah.
Which
women? Their records are still stellar. That's will show you the kind of
which I will say this.
Keep them. We're criticizing them as far as their level diminishing now, but in reality, they've still kept winning. But we just know what they were at their best. They're better than they have shown lately.
Women can fight a lot later in age at a high level. I will say that based on power, testosterone levels, based on
they don't rely as much as testosterone, right? Because they don't have as much testosterone.
Correct. I mean, women have testosterone as well, but the levels don't drop as quickly as men do.
Because they don't have as much to begin with. And
they don't rely on
unless you're Monty Khalif, then you have more testosterone. But that's another argument for another day.
Also, though, brain damage. Not as much brain damage for women. So
because they don't get hit as much.
Or
hit as hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
But also less because the 2-minute rounds.
Let's snap on the shots. But how many women are snapping their shots now?
These two.
For a long time.
Especially Serrano.
For a long time, the women were just pushing their punches.
Serrano.
I thought most of them sucked.
I've never seen a woman.
Now I see women who know how to fight and snap their shots.
She's something else.
Nah, bro. Ann Wolf was knocking the shit out of people.
Yeah, but that made sense. You looked at her and you're like, well, all right. But Serrano is just like she could throw a nice little straight.
Yeah.
Ann Wolf's gonna hit you.
Everything's coming together for the women now. The technique, the timing, the decision making, all that. Again, credit to these two women.
Fantastic technique. Katie Taylor.
I'm burping up the pizza, guys. I'm sorry.
She's a gem. Wow, I'm hearing Netflix is not working. It's crashed. Well, that's why you guys should be watching us.
Do we have? I mean, that's all we have. What we're watching is Netflix. No, they crashed. Did it crash for everybody?
I feel like multiple people.
Why didn't ours crash? Did you get a gun? I didn't get a gun.
What if he shot me in the face?
That's a chance we were willing to take. You guys don't know what movie that is.
Guys,
I threw my water bottle. Can production get me a water bottle? That pizza was kind of salty. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people having a lot of problems with
guys,
Netflix
we're gonna give you the play-by-play like we listen to it on the radio. They're throwing ads. That's why I love the production team. You say, ask and you shall receive.
How many pieces of pizza did Paulie end up eating? Is Chris drinking? Yes, guys. This is a watch-along. We're not commentating. This is how I watch fights. I have a cocktail.
Come on.
For God's
So the reputation we have is I eat pizza and you drink.
Yeah.
That's basically that's how you view us at home.
Jeez. That's all they focus on.
Well, like the Odd Couple, right?
Oh, all right. Let me ask you this. This is a good one. Paulie, because I had a couple people ask this. Would Pacquiao have beaten Barrios tonight?
Would Pacquiao beat Barrios?
Because they were supposed to fight.
Honestly, bro, it's a great question.
Yeah. Pacquiao has not looked good, though. He's looked really bad.
I haven't seen just how bad Pacquiao's looked. I don't think Mario was ever really that good to begin with, but Pacquiao is.
Dude, that last kickboxer he fought, he got his ass kicked. He did not look good.
You know what? That's a great question, though, bro. Who wrote to ask that? That was a good question.
A couple people asked me.
Yeah, these guys are thinking. I mean, I don't know. But you've seen Pacquiao more than me lately, right? So what do you think?
It looks bad.
Worse than Mario?
Yes.
Yeah? So you think Mario would have beat him still?
Yeah, I do.
You don't think Pacquiao would have timed him with that stupid front foot heavy spin and with a counter left hand? I mean, Pacquiao just leads the time you
It's hard to say, though, because he's been doing exhibitions. I don't know how hard he's really hitting these guys. Yeah. So listen, if he still has that Pacquiao power, he knocks that kid out. He knocks Pacquiao Barrios out. But he hasn't hurt
Pacquiao just stands. I mean, Barrios just stands there with it. I mean, he's dying for you to hit him. He's dying. The way, see how front foot heavy he is when he jabs? He falls in like this. How are you 29 years old? This is how much in your pro career you still don't learn how to throw a jab.
Should Barrios rematch Ramos or fight Boots next?
Definitely not Boots. Yo, look on Nicholas Floss. He's a ProBox fighter. I want Floss and Barrios. I want legitimate guys at the top. I'm tired of these mediocre welterweights. Give Floss a title shot against Barrios so he beats him, and then we'll have a pretty good welterweight champion in Floss. Ennis, I don't know how long he's going to stay. Obviously, you have Stanionis. I don't know how long Norman's going to be around. We need to clean up the welterweight division at the top here, okay? Stop talking about Ennis and Barrios. It's a moronic fight. Floss against Barrios, that way we eliminate one of the mediocre heavyweight, we're going to be talking, welterweights, okay? Because Floss beats Barrios.
Yeah, but dude, Ramos is going to petition.
Ramos should get a rematch. Honestly,
for that rematch.
Ramos should get a rematch. So let's make Floss and maybe Norman, because Norman's a little bit untested too, even though he's at the top. That would be a good fight.
Serrano coming to the ring now. She got some.
And the fact that you aren't acknowledging me talking about Floss means enough of you aren't watching our fight series. Because if you watch our fight series, you have seen Floss several times, and you know what I'm talking about.
Lower Poli's mic volume. That's what I said. That's what I'm getting, guys.
That's what I've been telling you.
Blowing my eardrums out.
That's what I've been telling you.
And apparently everybody at home too.
That's what I've been telling you is from a low-key mafia movie. Nobody's gonna know. It's from Gotti.
Loud, yeah.
That's from Gotti. Remember Gotti with Armando Sante? When they found the whole crew not guilty, and Tony Sirico's character, when they say not guilty, Tony Sirico's character in court goes, "That's what I've been telling you." so that's what I've been telling you. All right. My comment saying Mike Tyson went to bed. It's too late. Come on, guys. Oof. Well, I don't know, man. Well, they're on Central Time, so maybe it's not too late for Mike yet. But that's one thing about women. If there's one critique I have about the women, they all go the distance. Not that I should be talking, because my own fights all win the distance too. But the women a lot of times get repetitive distance fights.
Hey, but champ, from here on out,
2 minutes out.
2 minute rounds.
Yeah.
So 2 minutes for the women and 2 minutes for Tyson too. So. Yeah.
Speaking of 2 minutes for Tyson, do you think that helps him go the distance?
Certainly helps Tyson in multiple ways.
I'm very curious, bro. I think Tyson's a little bit spastic in that he's very explosive coming out. Even though he's older, I think he may just go for the front runner, the front runner route, and just whatever I got, and whatever I don't, whatever it'll end. I feel like Tyson's gonna go all out,
but champ,
and then he probably gets stopped.
What else are you gonna do?
Yeah, what's he gonna pace himself for 8 rounds? He's 58. He can't pace himself for 8 rounds.
Well, you just go
His
for
best shot is go for it. Maybe even throw a couple of headbutts in there. Who knows? Maybe you end up with a technical draw.
Would we mind if we saw a bite on the chest or the shoulder? I know, and there's betting odds for that.
The betting odds
5 to 1. 5 to 1.
Where's the better side? What are they? 5 to 1? That's it.
5 to 1.
200 to 1.
5 to 1 on a shoulder bite. 2 to 1 on the ear.
2 to 1 is the ear. That's it.
That's it.
2 to 1. That's it. Bro, that's the same odds Jake Paul had to win the fight. 2 to 1 to bite the ear. I don't think it's 2 to 1. That's too much. Come on, you're really saying there's a big shot at this happening.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like,
if Mike's gonna bite something, he's not gonna bite an ear because he's already done that.
All right, I got.
It's been done before. Remember Step Brothers?
I got a very, very interesting question here. Listen to this one, champ.
What?
From Banana Bread. Multiple people have been saying, answer this question. Chris, if ISIS captured Paulie, is ISIS still around? Paulie.
Yeah, they go by they're under the denomination CIA. That's ISIS.
If ISIS captured Paulie and said you could save him if and only if you last 3 rounds with better BF, would you do it? How much you love Paulie? Not only would I do it, but I would also survive. No way that guy would catch me in 3 rounds.
Thanks, champ. I appreciate it.
Yep.
I would do the same, just in case anybody wants to ask me the same question. I don't know why I don't get asked the question if I can save you. Why does everybody ask you if you can save me? Do I look like I need to be saved? Is that what it is? Chris is more well kept than he doesn't need
ISIS
to be saved.
doesn't want me. They want you.
Yeah. ISIS doesn't want me. Well, the CIA might want me. I don't know about ISIS.
See? These are long walks, man.
I'm a big conspiracy theorist, so.
Jake broke Netflix.
He really did break Netflix.
Apparently.
Since when does Netflix have a problem? I mean, then again, they've never really done live stuff, right? They just started doing live stuff. But they didn't have a problem when they had the NFL games, no?
Well, people are saying that.
And when are we going to get headsets that work here at ProBox? We've been around a while.
I think it should.
I feel like the headsets could eventually start working where they can stay in my ear.
Man. It's just your ears.
Nah. What it is, it's like.
Guys, we are not showing the fight. So a lot of people are asking that.
We're doing like. Remember when you were young and you listened to the fight on the radio? We're not exactly like that, but we're going to basically talk about it. You know, we used to do that. I remember when I was a kid, we didn't get the Holyfield Bull first fight, and WFAN had it, and they weren't doing live, but they were like giving you like their opinion after every round, you know. And I was listening to that for the first Holyfield Bull fight. I remember that. WFAN was a New York sports station, so we're basically doing that. We're gonna run through the fight, but we're not getting the fight. You know, hey, Netflix has the rights to it. What are you gonna do? Maybe Netflix needs to have the rights to it and actually have their channel working. That would help, but at least it works for us. If we have a problem getting the fight, then everybody's gonna have a problem because
right now we're good.
Our feed is good. I don't want to jinx it.
We got a strong stream.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx it.
Pause.
Yeah. Yeah.
As my urologist says.
Yeah.
Dating ourselves on that one.
Katie Taylor. Yo, this is a long ring walk. You can get tired on the way to the ring.
Yeah.
Mike's going to need the WrestleMania 3 Andre the Giant entrance. Remember the WrestleMania 3 who's old enough to remember WrestleMania 3 and Andre the Giant's entrance? Where they rolled him in on that little mini ring. And he was like kind of like royalty. Mike needs one of those entrances.
That's because he couldn't walk the
Well, Mike's 58. I mean,
no,
what time Mike's...
Andre.
What about Mike? Is he going to be able to walk all the way that far?
Guys, I don't know. I've seen Mike walking around Boca. It doesn't move that great.
Yeah. So, I mean, but you know what? He's been in camp. I'll tell you what, for 58, he looked really good on the scale.
Looked great.
You know what? I was happy to see that.
In that men's bikini bottom.
Oh, that's just old school Mike. That's just old school tidy whitey Mike. That was great. that was a snap, out Mike Tyson. I loved it.
Dude, he had a banana hammock and white socks.
and then Jake stepped on his toes.
Yeah, wearing Air Force Ones.
WBC has to. Oh no, this is the women's fight. Is this for like the undisputed title over here with WBC?
Champ, were you at the first fight?
Nah, you were.
I was at the first fight. I was
at the Garden, right? The first.
I actually did a watch along with DAZN for the fight, actually, and really? It was me and Claudia and what was I with? Oh man, who was I with? Ade.
Who?
Ade.
Who's Ade?
He works with. He does a lot of the DAZN Matchroom shows. Yeah, it was me, Ade, and Claudia. We had a great time. It was cool. We watched along. The fight was fantastic. The Garden was on fire that night.
I watched it on TV. Like I watched it on TV.
Good fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying about these women. They've brought women's boxing to a coming of age, so to speak.
Look at that record: 47-2-1, 31 KOs.
Somebody's gonna get whacked on Netflix, huh? Is that what they're saying in the comments?
So this.
How many of you got the fight? How many of you aren't? Because I usually get me worried that our feed is gonna get messed up. I'm getting worried over here. How many of you have the fight at home?
Well, if they're down here and they have Xfinity, then they're screwed because Xfinity sucks. But
we have it here, and so far we're good.
Do we have Xfinity here?
I don't know.
It might be AT&T. AT&T.
I don't know.
Oh, we have well, that's the same thing.
Whatever we got, it's working, champ. I don't know about what everybody else has at home, but whatever we got is working.
Why the bulletproof vest?
Who?
Shadow came in with a bulletproof vest.
She's coming for war.
That's right.
For battle. When you go to battle, you wear a bulletproof vest. Those streets are tough over there in Dallas. All right.
What do we got? All right, we go. Katie getting stopped for the first time tonight.
Wow. Katie almost got stopped in the first.
I didn't say that. This is what I'm hearing. Yes, she did. She got hurt.
Yeah, you got to credit who writes these things. Otherwise, you're gonna get blamed for these opinions.
You're right.
Otherwise, you're gonna get blamed for these opinions.
Who said that? Carl Jones says Katie to be stopped for the first time tonight.
She almost did get stopped last fight, but then you know what? She also really rebounded well at the end of that fight.
Yeah,
that was a really good fight.
Very good fight.
They lived up to it. That's the whole thing too. You got to not only have a well-anticipated fight, but then you got to live up to it. Otherwise, you ruin everything, you know. And that's what these two ladies did the first time around. It was very anticipated, and they lived up to it. You don't want to give us the La Hoya Trinidads of the world either, where everybody lives up to it. Remember that fight? They were calling it fight of the century, and then it sucked. Nobody talks about it.
Brian Trester. My Netflix is stuck loading at 25% for 10 minutes. Ah, you poor man.
Then people wonder why people steal these fights.
Yeah.
When you pay for it and you get this crap. Yeah. Really? I feel bad, honestly. You know what? You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
If it's free, it ain't for you. That's it. You get what you pay for. That's why you're not getting the fight. This free. No, Haney beats Barrios.
Yeah,
matter of fact, Haney will actually aim for the Barrios fight now.
Yeah, so
Haney's always going for the low-hanging fruit.
Monzingo, Devin Haney versus Mario Barrios. I think Haney wins that fight.
Haney wins that fight, yeah.
The jab's too long. Too long, too quick.
Haney always looks for that low-hanging fruit. Yep. He actually picked Ryan thinking he was low-hanging fruit, and then Ryan, he didn't expect that doped up Ryan.
Ryan looked like low-hanging fruit.
Well, Ryan might still be low-hanging fruit if he's not doped up. Yeah. We got to still see. The gig is out still on Ryan. A jig, is that jig or a gig? What is it? What's the word, champ?
What?
The jig is out or the gig is out?
The gig is up.
The gig is up. All right, so I was right. The
jig is a dance.
All right.
Irish jig.
All right, speaking of which. Right? Comes back together as we're going to get this belt. Guys, I will reiterate, you guys are going to be a few seconds ahead of us. That's on purpose. Our feed is the slowest, so we don't ruin anything for you by reacting to something.
Lazy Bunny TV, damn, Netflix on that AOL speed.
Damn, remember the AOL dial-up? Yeah. Yo, my man took us back.
Oh, that's
I'm glad when our generation is
right?
Too. It doesn't make me feel so old.
Yeah,
some of these newcomers.
That was a dated response.
AOL dial-up speed. Yeah.
Okay, so interesting caveat about this fight. They're fighting at 137.
Which way did they fight the first fight?
I think 135. Regardless,
okay, so
Amanda's been fighting lower in the 30s.
Yeah, huh?
And Katie's been fighting in the 40s. Because she fought Chantel Cameron at 40.
This is great, man. I can already tell you the anticipation of these two. This is good. Both have good legs. You know, I like how Taylor's giving that little foot feint here and there. Serrano in her typical stalk motion.
Yep. She got that power, man. That's why. I've talked to people that sparred her, both males and females, and they said she hits like.
Yeah, and she's also got great conditioning.
Yes.
Amanda's always had great conditioning.
Well,
that's why she was able to do 3 minutes.
I always said, well, yes, but I think she's better served than 2 minutes because she can sprint. If you ever see her go back to the corner, she's breathing heavy, but she's got great recovery in between rounds. So she sprints hard. She's one of those people. She's a fast, twitchy person.
But you know what the problem is? Her feet are like snail's feet. She's so slow that it doesn't matter if there's 3 minutes or 2 minutes. She's going to get to you at the same speed. So even though she presses you consistently, she's so slow on her feet that it kind of hurts her ability to press you to the stressful point. You know, because she also doesn't cut off the ring. If she did those two little things and made those two little adjustments, she'd get you much faster and force an even difficult pace for you. And Katie's really looking for that right hand counter.
Yeah, she's doing a good job drawing the line in the sand.
And that wide right hand too, because a lot of times that's an underrated punch.
Oh, good
Speaking
shot
of wide left hand by Amanda as well.
Overhand left catches Katie on the neck.
It's gonna be those backhands. Battle those. Oh! Shot there again. A wide left hand by Amanda.
Good straight left hand rocks. Oh, rocked her again.
Yeah, Katie's already holding on.
She's hurt. Walking back to the corner very gingerly.
Wow, yeah, she felt that shot.
Oh, yeah, she's hurt.
She felt that shot. They got to get that seat in there faster, bro. I mean, come on. I don't know, man. That was a little slow. Your fighter just took a big shot. You got to have that bench in the ring faster.
Wow.
I don't know. Let's see, man. What does everybody think of round one? I thought Taylor started decent, but I think Amanda pulled it out by the end of the round. Yeah. I get it round one to Amanda.
Most people are just complaining about Netflix.
This is horrible. I feel so bad for her.
I know.
Guys, so far we're going to score round one for Amanda.
Yes.
For whoever doesn't have it.
Serrano, got to be careful. Katie is bigger. Yes, but the power differential is...
Is Katie big? I mean, Serrano looks bigger.
No, she's bigger.
Look at this shot, man. Wide left hand. That rocked.
She rocked her 3 times in the round.
Yeah. Even trying to cover her, you can see her.
But the straight one here, this one. No, ooh.
Nah, that's knuckle turned over like this, bro.
No, that was the same one. That was the same one.
Turn that shot over like this with these knuckles.
Yo, she might get knocked out tonight.
Yeah, who said that? Carl Jones said that before?
No, was it Carl Jones? Yeah. You got a good memory for names.
I mean, Carl Jones is not a difficult one to forget.
Yeah, but that's why I lost it, because it's such a common... Serrano won it in the last 10 seconds. Yeah, most people agree with this.
Taylor's got a... We got a freeze.
We got a freeze.
We got a freeze.
Rebuffering. 99%. Now we feel your pain.
I knew it.
Man, Netflix, this is gonna be an issue.
I knew it.
This is gonna be an issue.
We're trying to rebuffer, guys. We just got screwed around.
Stay tuned, guys.
So much for us scoring the rounds. Netflix, thanks, bro.
Oh no.
We got the other TV that's about a round behind. Trying to look at this now. We're looking at the replays between round 1 and 2. You gotta be kidding me with this. How are we gonna watch the main event like this?
You know what's crazy? How big of a company Netflix is.
Okay. We lost a minute.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah, we missed the first half of round 2 already.
No, we lost 20 seconds. It's
a 2-minute round. Yeah.
We lost 20 seconds. Katie's, utilizing that in and out, which she does very well. She's a great combination puncher.
But she doesn't change levels. She doesn't change speeds on the in and out. It's the same in and out.
Well,
so it's too basic, so it doesn't fool
She's very
anybody.
European in that way.
Yeah.
The Europeans don't change levels. They go in and out very well, but they don't go up and down.
She landed a good right hand a second ago, but Serrano's stalking.
But that's the thing. Katie had... Ooh, good left hook from Katie. Katie's got to chip away. Amanda could just knock off chunks.
Yeah.
She's got the big power. We saw that in the first round.
Amanda forces that pace.
It just puts that power on you.
Yeah. I'm telling you, if Amanda cut off the ring, bro, Katie would have nowhere to go. Then you'd really be looking at a stoppage for real. See, like this direction right here, Amanda could meet her with a left hand when Katie's moving to her own right.
I thought the last fight that conditioning played a big part, and Katie just finished stronger. Amanda really slowed down.
Yeah.
I thought she was laying her off the hook, and I just realized that she was tired.
Yeah, I think trying to go for that KO may have slowed down. Oh, good combination there by Katie.
Dude, you fought a million punchers just like me. Like, punchers are different. If they are not landing consistently, they get tired.
Yeah. See, this is where Amanda's slow feet hurt her, because Katie throws a flurry and gets away, then throws a flurry and gets away. And Serrano's bringing the pressure the whole time, but she's so slow in getting back to Katie that Katie's able to have a few seconds breather before she throws another salvo. Now Katie's being smart. She runs out of room. She's smothering. I think a better round for Katie in round 2, although we didn't.
She looked good in round 1, too. She just got hurt a couple times.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the first fight winner.
And now you see how Katie's doing now. When she gets stuck, she gets low and smothers Amanda, so Amanda's not able to get the points. Meantime, on the outside, Katie steals. Again, the good shots here.
But Katie needs to be really careful even on the inside. Amanda can be tied up and hit you with one hand and hurt you. That's one thing. So Amanda hasn't been knocking people out like as she used to recently.
Yeah.
But the power's still there.
Yeah.
It's not the power, it's the intensity that's changed.
Yeah.
She's not as consistent as she used to be.
Remember when you used to pay for channels and those channels you paid for had no commercials? Remember those days?
No,
or remember when you used to buy pay-per-view? I know this isn't pay-per-view, and you didn't have commercials on pay-per-view? Like when DAZN gives you a pay-per-view, now you get commercials. Netflix give you this fight. You're paying $9.99. What are you paying? $9.99 for Netflix? You get commercials. Your dollar just gets less and less value, bro. You used to pay for channels to not deal with commercials. Now you pay for channels and you still get commercials.
Guys, if you want to vote for Paulie Malignaggi for Senate, he's going to be in the next ballot.
I'm not in the Senate.
Lazy Bunny TV, welcome. You got mail. Going back to the AOL Instant Messenger.
Yeah.
Slow days, the dial-up. Amanda with the 10-pound Jordan should be illegal. Why?
That just hurts her if she got 10 pound Jordan. Honestly, if you feel
Taylor is landing, but it seems like a matter of time. Taylor getting TKO'd.
Maybe, I don't know. They're ahead of us. We're only 10 seconds into round 3. Let's see if they see anything a few seconds ahead of us. Again, I just feel like Serrano also being slow and closing the gap hurts her at times.
Sammy, better be able to finish both of you in 30 seconds. No fucking way.
I'll run my ass around the ring. Bro. If I got to save this guy from being an ISIS prisoner,
30 seconds.
And then I'll smother him. You see how Katie does that when she gets trapped?
In 30 seconds, there literally won't even be contact.
Yeah.
Zero contact in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
People, you just showed you don't know anything about boxing.
Serrano II, though. You know, I talk about good jab there by Taylor. Serrano II, I talk about Taylor not having enough variation to the in and out. Serrano doesn't have enough variation to her speed at which she approaches you. She has no change of speed in closing the gap. She closes the gap at the same. She's like a slow locomotive.
Until she hurts you. But then she
runs in and smothers herself when she does that too. That's not good either.
That used to always work. I mean, she was so powerful. She was so aggressive. She was so consistent. She used to knock everybody out.
Because if you're going to have this, because Bitterbeer's feet aren't fast either, speaking of Bitterbeer, right? But he cuts off the ring so adeptly that you run out of room.
Yeah.
The problem with Amanda is she's got slow feet, but she doesn't cut off the ring.
She literally just walks.
She allows you to just circle around. Good combination there by Taylor.
Oh, another good right hand.
Good trade.
Puts Amanda back on her heels. And listen, you know what? Actually, I never thought about that. Amanda's always shown a good chin.
Yeah.
Because she goes
both of them, Katie gets hit, but
but Katie's been hurt a bunch of times by Taylor. Yeah. I don't think Serrano's ever been hurt. I don't think I've ever seen.
But it's going to get complicated to score if this keeps up like this. Serrano comes forward.
I mean, this is.
Katie steals moments.
These guys could. These ladies could fight 10 times.
And then 2 minutes. This is one of those fights where you need that last minute to really figure out the round. You know that.
Every high level women's championship fight should be 3 minutes.
Yeah. That last minute, even in men's boxing, is a big difference maker.
Always.
Oh, there's Mike. Look at that. Amir. That's his son interviewing him.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yo, 58, he's jacked, man. He looks good.
Yeah, I wish I could hear what he said.
I know.
What are you saying? Guys, let us know. Let us know how Mike sounds to you guys. Oh, that was nice, man.
That's cool.
That was nice. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, we got it. Hey, got him, Mike's ass.
You got Mike Tyson's ass.
Netflix is horrible. I mean, you guys
got Mike Tyson's
Netflix
bare
already
ass.
ashamed of themselves. You got buffering issues, then you don't have buffering issues, and you show Mike Tyson's ass.
Wow.
Unbelievable, dude. Netflix.
Guys, I don't think we're going to see boxing on Netflix anymore.
I mean, thank God. With the way this production's been, please, don't do us any more favors.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Go stick to the NFL and Major League Baseball, whatever else you buy. Wow. After all the buffering issues all night, they're nice and clear on Mike's ass. Oh, my goodness.
Clear as day, Mike Tyson's ass. Great.
Does anybody know what Mike was saying to his son there? I like that gesture of...
Yeah, gave him a kiss on the cheek at the end, yeah. But Mike, he looked dialed in, man. He looks mean.
But he looked a little bit crazy, too. Good exchange.
Crazy's good, though.
No, of course. That's what we need Mike to be. And guys, in the comments, let us know what Mike was saying.
These ladies are scrappy.
For those of you that still had a Netflix, say, good shot there by Amanda. Katie holds on.
Round 4 is really heating up. These ladies are both landing big
Somebody
shots.
said Paulie fight Bumboa. Who's Bumboa?
I don't know who Bumbo is.
I don't know who Bumboa is either.
I think it might be Gamboa.
Be specific. Guys, be specific when you say things like that. We're not in on your inside jokes.
Well, also, just spell things right.
Yeah.
How about that? Oh.
Mike sounds
we got blood.
Mike sounds a little weird. Guys in production, is our Mike a little weird?
Serrano cut over the lead eye, over the right eye.
Is that a headbutt or was that a punches?
I would imagine headbutt. We got southpaw.
Is it lefty versus righty?
Nope, referee said headbutt. A lot of blood, though.
I'm trying to see. Does anybody want to let me know what Mike Tyson said to his son in the interview? Guys, we're relying on you guys, too.
Yeah, but
seriously, we're here for you. Be here for us. Help us help you to help us.
We're the only ones with a good streak.
Guys.
Oh! Big left hand from King.
Can somebody tell me what Mike said to Amir Tyson?
Oh, another good left hand.
Production, I don't need you to tell me.
Mike, big left hand from Serrano.
Crew on the chat should tell us. Woo!
These ladies are heating up. Serrano always ends the round with a big shot.
Katie's bigger this time.
I thought she was bigger last time, too.
I don't know.
I've hugged both these women.
Okay, Gig Superior told his son he loved him. Okay, that's good. That it was going to be brutal. He said it was going to be brutal, and he told his son he loved him. All right. I mean, dude, Mike is just real. You know what I mean? In his emotional state,
Ooh,
you realize he's gonna be the most real dude. Well, that was a headbutt. That was a bad headbutt there.
Bad headbutt. When you get the collision and then the drag, especially when you have braids cut you bad too.
His son said prediction and what? What did Mike say?
Violence.
Vicious win.
Vicious win.
Yeah, Mike is in that mental state, you know.
It's like Rocky. What's your prediction?
Pain. Yeah. Pain. But then Clubber lost when he said that.
Right. Yeah. That's right.
So, you know. I'm just worried he's going to go out to the ring with his ass like that in his ring attire. So that was, I didn't say that, guys. See Perception Music said that.
Oh, the unofficial scorecard. They got Serrano up. 39-37. Wow.
One of our guys gave up. Guys, don't give up on it. Stay with us if your stuff keeps freezing. We'll give you the play-by-play. Yeah. One guy said, good night. Mine keeps freezing. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, well, stay with us. Go back to the old school days, like we're listening to radio.
Yeah, that's it. We're gonna give you the description of what we see.
All right. And here we are. There's 87,000 people.
Serrano's still coming forward. And Katie's still looking to steal moments. Lead right hand from Katie. Steps to her right. Serrano trying to jab her way forward.
A lot of people talk about the headbutts.
Yeah, well, lefty versus righty. Serrano steps in with a left hand, overshoots it in there, and a clinch. As Taylor is smothering. Now Taylor with a lead right hand and steps over to her right. Serrano, with a cut over her right eye, keeps stalking.
Not slowing her down
Katie's stuck onto the ropes, and she makes a spin around, then she gets off the ropes. Walks to the other corner. Serrano gets to her again. Serrano tries to smother her. Serrano tries to land some shots. Katie smothers. kind of the same thing happening where Katie will go backward trying to pick off Serrano's pressure.
And tie her up.
Katie leads with her right hand.
A lot of tying
Serrano
up.
gets underneath it, and there's a tie up.
Yeah, the referee warns
A
Katie for tap.
little combination from Taylor, and she steps back. Serrano walks through it, comes forward. I tell you, Serrano's slow feet are what hurts her against Taylor.
Oh, bad headbutt.
Wow.
Oof, and a right hand on top of it.
Taylor gets low and then comes up with her head as Serrano stalked, and they ran into their heads. You know what it is with Katie? She jumps in with these right hands sometimes explosively. Serrano trying to get to the stomach. Blood streaming down her right eye. Also, Serrano walking forward, crossing her feet like that.
Yeah, she does
slows
that
her down.
cross step. Yep.
That slows her down a little bit because then she's got to get to you. Then she's got to set and throw her punches. Somebody like Taylor,
That cut's bad.
who offsets with
That's a bad cut.
Yeah, that is a bad cut.
That's Mike the Mechanic Basil in the corner working on the eye right now. He's a fantastic cut man, one of the best in the world. Him and Stitch. Oh man, that's a bad cut.
Netflix letting us know that WWE is coming in January to Netflix. Hopefully
hopefully their production's better.
They're not freezing.
Ooh,
Middle of their fights too.
That's a bad.
Yeah, that's a bad cut.
That's a bad cut.
The only good thing about that's another good thing about 2-minute rounds though. You don't have to, by the time it starts bleeding, then the round's over and you get work on it again. You can work on it every 2 minutes.
50% of the round is you got 50% of the time.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's
wide open.
That is a rough. Oh, that's
Oh,
beautiful.
Yikes! She got cut in the first fight too, right?
Well, with lefty versus righty again, I mean, because Taylor, it's not just a lefty; she also a lefty who jumps in and out.
Yeah.
So sometimes you meet
she's
heads.
got that in and out, and she's trying to hold that line, but also fire when she can, and she does lead with the head.
Yeah, okay, moving into round 6. We're halfway through. Let's see how the second half of the fight shapes up. Serrano comes out stalking. Taylor comes down middle ring, and now she's backing up to her own corner. Backing up, circling the ring. Serrano not cutting it off, as now Serrano's kind of trapping her on the neutral corner. Good exchange. Not a lot landed there. And Taylor moves back. She's now in the red corner. And she runs out of room and she smothers. I think Taylor's done a good job of keeping herself low, especially when she's trapped. She didn't get hit with anything up high. And then she smothers.
You guys are
Good
funny.
exchange. Serrano sometimes is the one actually smothers herself too. Also, Taylor, when she smothers, a lot of times will smother with her head and make Serrano run into her head. Yeah.
Oh,
big overhand right by Taylor.
And
that
now,
cut is bad.
now you see. Oh,
there's
that
more
cut is
headbutts.
bad.
There's more headbutt. They might stop this now.
That's rolled over. Yeah, that's open.
That's it.
That's
now she's actually like.
When you see that, when you see it flipping over like that, now you're looking at the meat.
You're gonna have to stop this fight.
Yeah.
I don't think you can keep going with this fight. That other headbutt that's it.
That's bad.
Let's see. She's in the corner.
Well, she's in her own corner. That's weird. That's not supposed to be. The corner's not supposed to be up there. Oof. Oh, that looks like an Arturo.
That was already a bad cut, and now it's. Oh my goodness! You got to stop.
That's wide open.
Hopefully, it's not the same doctor that was in Tim Zoo's corner. You got to stop this fight right now. You got to do it.
That's wide.
You got to do it, dude.
Dude, that's like an Arturo.
Stop asking her if she can see. You got to stop the fight, dude. You got to stop the fight. I mean, she's gonna say she can see, dude. Stop the fight. Please stop the fight.
No.
You gotta be kidding me, dude.
Yikes.
These people are a disgrace, bro.
Yikes.
What's wrong with these things? Why don't we have docs like this when we were fighting so we didn't get stopped? There's no way. There's no way. You can't do it. She's gonna get butted again. He's gonna split her whole face open.
It's her lead eye.
Oh, lead right.
Oh.
Also, that's the problem. Taylor's gonna pick her off more because she can't see. Taylor just picked her off with a bunch of shots in that corner.
But listen, if we go to the scorecard,
I don't know, bro.
I don't know. Serrano is probably ahead.
You think so? I don't know, man. Taylor
I don't know.
Taylor picked off a lot of shots.
I can never judge the 2-minute rounds.
Yeah.
I can't judge 2-minute rounds, especially at a high level like this. They're too good.
Taylor's got a lot of eye-catching shots, man. Serrano's got a lot of pressure, but she's not landing a lot.
She hurt her.
Yeah, but that was round 1.
Yeah, but we only got 5 rounds to score.
Well, we got 6 here. And that's another thing, too. Now, when you fight with an eye like this, you're going to lose the rounds because you can't see. That's what happened to Tim against Fundora.
But also, the judges are idiots, and they're going to score blood because that's what they love doing that. They love scoring damage.
But also, they also like to score what's coming forward, too. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I mean, in Texas, the reality, if I'm honestly speaking about Texas, they fill it out before the fight even happens, just in case.
Well, at least one judge did. Yeah. You always got that one guy. You always got that one guy.
Look at the other TV froze. All right. At least our backup TV froze, but our main TV didn't freeze. That's good. How you guys doing in production? Your TV froze?
Right hand. Bang.
Oh, that's a bad headbutt.
And then look, a big right hand.
And then that was the old 1-2 headbutt right hand.
I thought she was reacting to the punch, and then I realized it was a bad headbutt.
Yeah.
Oof. And that was, that's adding insult to injury because that cut was bad to begin with. That thing, yeah. See, that's rolling over now. Yeah. Mike just doing his job, man.
Yeah.
Mike Mechanic Basil.
This is tough, man.
Of course she wants to fight.
Yeah, the fighter's always going to want to fight. I mean, most of the time, Let's see. Taylor's done a good job of getting low, so that at least when the headbutts happen, she doesn't take the brunt of it on her face.
I mean, honestly, she's initiating the headbutts.
She jumps in.
Let's be honest. Oh, good left hand.
Yeah, Taylor. I think Taylor's. Taylor's stealing the moments, man.
She did that. She did
headbutt again.
Too.
Headbutt again.
Oh,
good exchange, both sides.
Oh, aye.
Oh,
this is awesome.
This is give and take at center ring.
Look at
big
this.
exchanges in round 7, the first 25 seconds in a round.
Oh, ladies. And that's a really good tactic for Taylor to start the round to try and punch that Vaseline out right away.
Yeah, that way the blood starts streaming. Yep.
Because you don't allow that coagulant. Because what they do is they put that coagulant underneath, and then they put the Vaseline. They put the Vaseline over it to make it like almost like a bandage. Yeah. So to knock that out immediately is very, very smart.
Big exchanges here.
If you ever want to learn about cuts, just watch Arturo Gatti's entire career. They tell you a lot about cuts in between rounds. Oof.
Oh,
good
big shot on the inside from Serrano.
Hand.
Serrano's having a decent round, but Taylor now trying to push it back. Good uppercut on the inside by Serrano.
I love how they're fighting in a phone booth this whole round.
Yeah, now neither girl is going back. It was the Taylor game plan has kind of changed in seeing this blood. She was trying to sort of pick off Serrano going backwards.
Well,
now,
that's also a smart tactic. I'm sure her corner is telling her, hey, this fight can end at any time.
Big combination by Taylor with 30 seconds left in round 7, guys.
Basically, just you need to go for it now.
Yeah, Taylor doing a better job holding her ground. She's still backing up, but she holds her ground, throws better punches than Serrano here. Serrano a bit smothered. I got a feeling Serrano's eyesight is also not great either.
This is one of the best rounds Katie Taylor's had tonight.
Yeah. Better shots, clean shots. Serrano's still trying, but
meanwhile, she could get hurt with a shot like that. A right hook just rocked her.
Yeah, she gets sent back here. Oh, big hook there from Serrano. I mean, from Taylor, though. Left hook by Taylor.
And guess what? It's another good fight with these two. What else is new?
Yeah. Oof, man.
Dude, I don't.
This is gonna be tough, man.
End of
7.
I don't want to see.
We got basically a three-round novice amateur fight. 3 2-minute rounds is left. That's it. That was a good round. Taylor's starting to hold her ground more. I'm wondering if that's what she's gonna the tactic she's gonna employ here in the last 3 rounds.
Got a lot of Gotti comments right now based on the cut and what we said. I forget Bonita Mick. I forgot what fight, but Gotti won by KO. Came to the corner, and the cut man was like a proud father. You got out of the fight with no blood.
Big uppercut there from the replays by
Splits
Serrano.
The guard, beautiful shot. And then Katie comes right back. Missing, though. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah,
you can see those heads. Even when they're not butting, they're so close.
That was a really good round for Taylor, but she definitely also got hit with some shots because Serrano was able to land that left hand. Doing a great job with that eye, the corner.
Yeah. Taylor's starting out this round more using the ring, getting around.
The Katie Taylor left hook has been a good weapon tonight.
Yeah.
Way better than it was
big
last
left. Time. Speaking of left, good left by Serrano. Now Serrano initiating some combinations as she's got Taylor on the ropes. She went to the body, into the head nicely there. First 30 seconds of round 8 are good for Serrano so far.
Serrano's conditioning looks good, too. She's really focused. She's dialed in. Last fight, she was already
Serrano pushing Katie Taylor back and landing in this round. Taylor now going backwards after applying a hold her ground stance in round 7. In round 8, she's going backwards and throwing less.
Oh, headbutt again.
Another headbutt. There's another headbutt. Taylor gets a warning, but, I mean, at this point, the damage is done. What are you going to do?
I mean, they've been hitting each other since round 1. It's not like anything's changing.
What's the point of having ringside doctors at this point? They don't do anything anyway.
No, they don't.
The commission should maybe save a couple bucks every show and just not have a ringside doctor. That's it. I mean, they don't do anything anymore. Good hook there by Serrano, then by Taylor with her own hook.
The difference is just the power. Amanda just hits so much harder.
Yeah. That's it, pretty much. Yeah. Let's see.
Oh,
good hook there by Taylor.
And that was an eye-catching shot, too, because Serrano was pulling back straight. Oh, the left hook. Man, the left hook of Katie Taylor has been a really...
good combination there by Taylor with 25 seconds to go
really
in round 8.
Weapon. Ow, big right hand, too.
Man.
What do we do?
Oh, we got another headbutt.
For a headbutt?
Headbutt, yeah.
Really? From that?
I guess he's saying she's leading with her head the whole time. You know?
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, that is big.
Huge.
Yeah, big hook there from Taylor at the belt, Serrano.
Wow.
Guys, in production, did your TV freeze or are you guys good? Production has it on their phones, I guess. All right.
Wow. So in a fight, in women's fights, again, 10-2s, world championship fight, point deduction is so much more powerful. So much more powerful. Because you're not going to get it back with a knockdown.
That is so bad. That is such a bad cut.
So wide open.
You ever been cut like that?
No.
I have, yeah. Right hand there from good exchanges. And I mean, the clashes of heads can be constant also because they both kind of come forward at each other. Those exchanges.
I don't think you can give one or the other. It's definitely more
stylistically
initiated more by Katie, but it's just
Amanda also is a little bit front foot heavy when she comes in too.
A little. That's all she is.
Yeah.
She's a power player.
And then it's lefty versus righty, so you got one who's front foot heavy, one who jumps in. I mean, the other jumps in, one is front foot heavy. Kind of a bad collision. Round 9 starting here for us. 5 seconds in, they still in fight. Okay.
Yeah, skin's weird. Like I used to swell up and bruise very easily, but I did not cut.
Yeah,
I've had 3 cuts in my entire career, boxing and kickboxing.
Not all of us are blessed with that good skin, I tell you.
I didn't get hit that much. I know.
A lot of my cuts were headbutts, though.
Yeah. Well, again, being a taller guy, I could fight at a length, and I didn't fight on my front foot.
Yeah.
I fought. You mentioned that a lot, in the last fight. But.
Speaking of headbutts, they're wailing on each other
It's
on
not
the
gonna
inside.
stop. It's not going to stop.
30 seconds, and because of this inside work, again, their heads are on the same side as well. Right. So they exchange and they bash heads and they exchange.
Yeah, when you got southpaw and orthodox, it's basically mirror image. So you got your front head, head, foot position, all meeting head to head.
Yeah, and Taylor also does a better job of staying low here. Right. So.
Well, I think she is shorter. She fights shorter for sure.
And I'd like to see Serrano maybe employ the uppercut more. She's using it here with a minute left in round 9.
Taylor's completely bent over her front foot.
Got to take a step back, then half a step back. Now Serrano's using that uppercut now.
Taylor looks tired.
Taylor's falling in, but Serrano used a couple of uppercuts there a few seconds ago. That's the way to do it, because that's especially in the opposite stance, that left uppercut can find a home on the inside. Now Taylor showing hard, trying to move her hands in there. Big right hand as Serrano steps back.
That rocks
Taylor.
back.
Another big right hand as Serrano steps back. Taylor landing some good shots. Serrano's got to be careful stepping back, guys. Serrano has to be careful as she steps back. On a break by the ref for 25 seconds left.
It's a lot more eye-catching, too, when she steps back like that.
Yeah, she's taller, she's up high, she gets hit like that. That point could come in.
Yeah.
Could really be a big deal here. Good exchange. Both sides, good exchange.
Honestly, the point is probably going to be the difference in this fight.
Think so?
Yeah. Because it's so close. Yeah. It's
tough to score.
It's so competitive.
Will the difference in this fight also be the fact that this show, the first show was a matchroom show where Katie was house with the house promoter.
Good point.
This show, the house promoter is Jake, who is with Amanda.
Right, that's a good point.
We know how Texas Commission loves to go with the house fighters.
Yeah.
They're typically.
Oh, she's cut too.
She's cut on the eye or she's cut in the mouth too.
No, she's cut in the eye.
Wow, so both sides cut. Probably that's from a butt too, right?
That's actually her right eye. But yeah, how would that match up? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's her rear eye though, so they're both cut over the right eye.
That could have been a left hand from Serrano, right?
Could have been.
Yeah. Well, we got 2 minutes left. How are you scoring at home? Whoever is actually getting the signal here. How are you scoring at home? How's everybody got it back home? This thing is close, man. And again, champ, you make a good point. 2-minute rounds. This is tough, man. Mm-hmm. It's tough to. May see a third.
Good. Let them get more. They're going to make more money.
Yeah. How can you match this stage? I mean, to be on this card, a stage like this, with Tyson and Paul in the main event, it's tough to match this stage. But I'll tell you what, the good news is about a third fight. If they fight again, you probably have a better production where they'll actually be most fans will actually be able to watch and their TV won't freeze.
Serrano's conditioning much better tonight than the first fight. Much better.
Both are holding their ground at center ring. First 20 seconds of round 10.
Katie's
both going at it.
So scrappy.
But Katie's more. I feel like Katie's better eye catching with the speed, right? It's like those shoe shine speed
they're
shots.
Super tricky shots.
They look better. Yeah.
Oh,
good shot there by Serrano, though. Serrano, when she's able to get those shots in between, she's got the better eye catching shots because it stops Taylor's flurry.
Well, because you see the reaction from
Taylor.
Taylor.
And Taylor hasn't punched yet since that right hook from
Serrano never reacts. She gets hit, she gets pushed back, whatever. Like you see eye-catching shots, but she comes right back. Taylor freezes with the power.
But it's the thing is, it just lands less often for Serrano.
Yeah.
And also the faster hands are by Taylor.
Yeah.
They both move their hands.
Scrappy.
See, there's a quick hands by Taylor on the inside. Serrano a little arm weary.
She did this with the Chantel Cameron rematch too. Same thing. She's just scrappy to her way through.
Again with the shoe shine shots up top by Taylor. Serrano tries to come back.
The more damaging shots are for Serrano. This is.
I don't know. Do you think so?
I think so. They're just heavier.
I don't know, man.
All right, these ladies, we can definitely do this again.
Just nobody makes an adjustment. They just go right back at each other. Taylor uses her speed. Serrano uses her mental wherewithal. Oh, another headbutt with 20 seconds left. Oof. Another headbutt. Might as well. Hey, what are you going to do now? At this point, one headbutt deserves another. Good exchange there and another headbutt. I tell you, Taylor's going to have to wash the Serrano's blood out of her hair, too. Oh, big right hand by Taylor with 10 seconds left in the round. Another good flurry and a headbutt.
And a one for a good measure.
Serrano tries to come back, but Taylor smothers intelligently. Another good flurry by Taylor, and she smothers again with a little headbutt usage. Taylor employed rough tactics, but I think they were also intelligent from a game planning point of view. She didn't want to be out all the time after her punches were thrown because she knew Serrano would just keep coming forward. So sometimes she would throw her punches and then step in. And while Serrano continued to try to step in, that would cause the clashes of heads. I think it was smart tactics because if you go backwards every time you throw those punches, there's going to be a momentum that Serrano's going to gain in coming forward, and it's going to wear you out. So I think it was intelligent for from Taylor to throw those punches and step in. And that would break the momentum of Serrano, plus frustrate her. Because honestly, she was down lowered, was Taylor, so the headbutts were affecting Serrano more. Not the cleanest fight, but the tactics employed for Taylor, for me, may be the difference here. I know Champ used to like the better shots of Serrano. I don't know. I think.
Still a lot of Netflix streaming problems from what I'm getting in the chats. Keeps freezing. They're restarting the fight. Not good.
Serrano, I think TBS Serrano winning the fight. Maybe with you. Tough fight. Tough fight, man. How was everybody scoring it? Netflix 96-93. How was everybody scoring it at home?
Well, a lot of people aren't able to watch it. Like, I'm at the bar and the feed started the Serrano-Taylor fight over again.
Wow,
that's terrible.
How are you enjoying how we're breaking it down? Are we helping out at all? Let us know, guys. I'm doing our best over here. Because I can put my commentating hat right on and just go just call the fight. Straight up, no opinion, just fight.
It's a good one from Emmanuel Jeter. Tyson and Jake Paul ain't going to be able to top this fight. This is one of the best women fights ever. Very true. Very true.
Styles make fights, man. These two are like the Ward and Gotti of the women. Every fight they put on is like
that's a good one.
It's a can't miss. You know what? I will have some meatloaf. Let's go for the third fight. Taylor and Serrano.
Bring the meatloaf.
Bring the third fight on.
I never know what she's doing back there.
Yeah, well, you know what? We never know what these two are doing back there.
We never know what Netflix is working on.
They're just brawling. And Netflix has never know what production they got going on. Netflix has been a shit show tonight, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully they never do boxing again. Do us all a favor, please. Leave it to the people who do boxing.
These ladies are in a fight tonight, man. We got multiple cuts. We got swelling.
Yeah. Let's see this.
Let's see. I mean, again, let them. I want to see a third fight.
Yeah,
I want to see a third fight, regardless.
But we're just assuming Serrano won.
Well, not even. I don't care. I just want to see a third fight.
Yeah. I don't know. Netflix had Serrano winning. I thought. Taylor had the
A lot of late
better
scrappy
flurries.
charges from Taylor.
Yeah. And I thought her flurries were just more eye-catching as far as
The left hook
speed.
was a big weapon.
And her speed, too. And like I said, her tactics to not go back out so that she doesn't get hit on the end of the punches. She steps in.
All three judges
Serrano,
see it 95-94.
Wow.
Wow.
6-4. I mean, that's 6-4 minus a point she lost. So she won 6 rounds to 4 on all 3 scorecards.
Yep.
That's a shame for Serrano, man. Lost 2 close ones.
6-4. Wow.
Dude, they better make a third fight anyway. I think these,
Yeah, that's
these
what I
2
mean.
girls deserve it.
Listen, you can't get a fight closer than that. 6-4, 95-94.
What was the first one? Was the first one really close, too?
I think the first one might have been split.
Split? That's what I mean, man. You can't separate. You're splitting atoms with these 2 chicks, man.
Yeah.
Can I say that? These 2 girls?
Chicks?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
All right, whatever, bro. These are badasses either way. I know, Serrano's disappointed, but honestly, this is the kind of fight that's gonna, be remembered for women's fights.
Look at
this
her
is gonna
face.
be historical. This rivalry will have been historical.
That's heartbreaking
regardless.
for Serrano.
It is.
I'm
But you know what?
looking at her face, the emotion.
From an extended point of view, these women can look at themselves in the mirror and be proud. You know what I like this time? They're not being friendly. You know what? They will have some meatloaf. Let's do the third one. Last time, it was like they were just happy to be there.
Wow, look at the punch stats. 324 Serrano. She landed that many more punches.
All right, dude. I don't
That's
do punch
crazy.
stats. That's not accurate. That's fucking freaking.
All right, but you're not adding 100 punches. Come on, like, you can be off a little bit. 100 fucking punches.
Bro, how do you play CompuBox with it when they're both exchanging like that? How do you do that? You really think somebody's able to accurately count when it's like this and they're both going like that? You really think there's a counter for that? And the guy pressing Nintendo buttons.
You're not
going
to be that far off.
I'm
You're
seeing.
not going to be that far
No,
off.
you don't know what's landing and what's not. You're just going like this.
You know what? We're gonna do it next show. We're gonna actually do it.
Yeah, you're gonna see how difficult it is. I'm telling you, it's difficult.
All right, the guy's talented. So what are you gonna do? Stop. Both these ladies are in a fight, man. Lips swollen, face swollen, cuts, blood.
You know what else is in a fight? My ears with this earpiece. That's what's in a fight. This thing is a battle. Taylor's bleeding out of her ear. What is that? Or is that Serrano's blood? How'd you have it at home? Whoever's able to watch it. Goes over here, we were split. Chris thought Serrano won. I thought Taylor won. Netflix thought Serrano won. The judges had Taylor winning. How'd you have it at home? For those of you that were fortunate enough to actually have a Netflix.
Can't be mad at the decision, but Serrano should have won.
If Taylor's 2-0, she doesn't need another rematch. Well, if Taylor wants to make that good money, she's gonna do a rematch.
I got it's pretty.
Because anybody will buy
split.
this third fight, especially a production crew that actually will show the fight and not freeze. I'll tell you that. A third fight for these ladies, and they'll probably main event again. If they do a third fight, it'll be a main event, just like the first one was.
This is a good one. I think a third fight might be the same as Gotti Ward 3, though. A one-sided beatdown. Bonita, Mick.
No, you let a lot on yourself, Anita, because in the third fight, Mickey dropped Arturo. So even though it was one-sided, there was a knockdown for Mickey over Arturo. Okay? Let's salt him a little bit there. You salted Mickey a little bit there. All right? It wasn't that one-sided in the third fight. Arturo clearly won.
Boxing analyst had it 99-91 for Taylor.
Who?
So he's probably in Ireland, I would assume.
I thought Taylor won, but 99-91 is a little bit extreme.
A little bit? That's out of control. It's a close fight, guys. 96-94. I mean, I can't. 6-4.
What are they saying? I never know what they're saying back there because we have no volume. What are they saying? What is Taylor and Serrano? Yeah. Well, Serrano's saying she's dirty. Oh, if you fought the first fight and you know she's dirty, you got to adjust to the second fight for those headbutts. You got to change your look a little bit, your stance, maybe blade out a little bit more so that the headbutts don't get to you. Yeah. There's ways to offset that, especially if you fought her once already. I don't know if you can really go with the we know she's dirty kind of thing because there's methods you offset that.
I didn't think the headbutts were dirty. I think it was a consequence.
No, even if you know she's recklessly flying, even if they're not on purpose. People sometimes fly in recklessly with their heads, knowing that they could cause headbutts and they don't care.
But
it's not necessarily dirty.
Listen,
but
if Serrano changes her style, she loses wide.
But you have to offset. You just blade your stance out a little bit. You know what I mean? Like she's like too square. You're gonna get butted every time like that. Blade out a little bit.
Again, if Serrano changes her style, she's gonna lose wide. It's the way she fights, dude.
So her crossing her feet is gonna make her. Makes her a better fighter.
That's the way she fights.
Don't cross your feet. Come in this way. That way you can see the headbutts come in.
She wants her feet to be heavy.
Yeah, but crossing.
That's why she wears her 35-pound Jordans.
Look at that. Look at that.
There was a lot.
That's on purpose. Come on, champ.
It was a lot.
She's got her head in her face, and then she's pushing her back.
Ding.
That's on purpose. Halo, that's on. Some of those aren't on purpose, but you saw the way she was pushing her back with her head in her face. Some of those are on purpose. What's going on here?
I got no problem making it rough. You put your head in.
That's fine.
Headbutt's one thing. Driving your head into somebody, that's another thing. I mean,
that's on purpose. You saw that.
Yeah, but pushing my head into you and walking you back, I always did that. I put my head in position. That's fine. That's not illegal.
That's illegal.
Headbutts are different.
On purpose.
Yeah, well, it's not a headbutt though.
That's head positioning.
Head positioning, exactly.
Yeah. I got you. I feel you. I'm agreeing with that.
That's okay.
But then Amanda's got to do something else too. That's what I'm saying. You got to offset some of that. You should have seen. You will have already seen that in the first fight.
In defense of all the women, you have 20 minutes. It's so hard to adjust in 20
But you got 6 months. You fought her a year ago.
Yeah,
you
but
also fought her, whatever, a year and a half ago, whatever.
How fast the fight goes.
Come on, you already know. That's one of the main things you know she's doing. Jordan Maldonado is saying, let's do PFL. I don't know about that.
PFL what? What, MMA?
Because Amanda's fought in MMA.
So how does that make sense?
Because I guess all the dirty stuff is allowed in MMA. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. Well, you know what? I don't want to do it in PFL. I want to do it in boxing, third fight. Yeah, you know what? I want to see another boxing match. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what everybody else thinks. What do we got over here?
No,
what do we got?
I don't care about watching boxers do MMA.
Yeah. What do we got over here? We got some people from Australia commenting. I liked it. How did everybody score this? Which of you had this whole signal the whole fight? Were you able to score it?
Seemed pretty split from what I was looking at.
Close
fight.
Boxing analyst said, Chris, what if I'm actually cheating on Serrano, scoring it for Katie? Maybe I'm Puerto Rican. Boxing analyst, because it's 99-91. Because he's saying maybe he's Puerto Rican and he had a 99-91 for Katie. How do you know he's not Puerto Rican?
How does that make sense?
He's cheating, meaning he's Puerto Rican and he had a 99-91 for the Irish girl.
Why would he do that? I don't follow.
Because you said he had it too wide for there because he scored it from Ireland. Then he's saying, well, maybe he's in Puerto Rico, he's saying.
I doubt it. But
we're gonna question. That's a little bit questionable, boxing analyst. Salvador Rice says Serrano got jacked up. I don't know if she got jacked up, Salvador Rice. All right, guys, listen up. We're going to take a short break so we can get reset. We're going to show you guys some top stories about us talking about the Jake Paul Tyson fight, which is you know what? Hold on. MZPNL, stop with watching the CompuBox. Serrano did not outland Katie by 107. That's what the guy pressing Nintendo told you. Watch the fight. All right, watch who landed who. All right, don't look at CompuBox and then say, oh, who landed who. You watch the fight. You don't need somebody else to tell you what landed. Unbelievable. On to top stories.
Welcome, everyone, to Boxing Scene's Top Stories, only on ProBox TV, your boxing channel. I am George DiMatteis. Don't forget to download the ProBox TV app where apps are available. Joining us here on Top Stories, we got our world champions. We have Chris Algieri and Paulie Malignaggi joining us here on Top Stories. Well, and with an abundance of mainstream interest, that novelty bout between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson will be taking place this Friday on Netflix. Now, there are concerns surrounding the fight with the presence of the 58-year-old Mike Tyson in oversized gloves in 2-minute rounds, and questions persist if the outcome will be staged, with several states restricting betting on the fight. Now, at Tuesday's public workout in Texas, Boxing Scene's Carol Mulvaney reported, quote, "Did it seem as if Tyson still had his famous hand speed? Yes. Did he give us any reason to believe he would deploy it with a stiff jab in his face or for longer than a minute at a time? No. This was a performative exercise. As far as Tyson is concerned, The hard work is over. Now, Tyson himself admitted, when I agreed to this fight and I started training, I said, what the bleep was I thinking? But now I've finished the process. The fight is the party. The hard work is done. All right, Paulie, what should we expect from this this fight, this novelty event here between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson?
Honestly, I'm not sure what to expect here, you know. From one side of things, I think it's good that for Mike Tyson to have gone through a bit of a training camp and to have gotten himself as healthy as possible and to work himself out this way, you know. But from the other side of it, not for a fight, you know, not for him to be getting hit by a guy 30 years younger than him. You know, a 58-year-old doesn't take as good of a shot as a younger man. Tyson himself, when you really think about it, wasn't taking a very good shot in his mid-30s at the time of retirement. He was going down very easily. He was, you know, the chin had been dented already, so to speak, you know. So I'm not quite sure there. The gloves are bigger. What are they supposed to be? 14-ounce gloves, 12-ounce gloves? I'm not sure what they're wearing. But
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, they're all a little bigger, but still, when there's big guys like this, you can still feel the shots to a degree, you know. It's I don't know, man. I'm one of those people that worries for Tyson's health. You know, I think you got your veritable cast of idiots who actually think, you know, Paul is the one who's got to be worried. But I think the reason that there's no betting is probably for the sake of Tyson probably having no shot in this thing at all. You know, I would honestly be suspicious of something being fixed if Tyson even goes the distance. You know, that's how against this I am. You know, I just don't think a 58-year-old at this age against a, you know, it's not like Jake Paul's a total novice at this point. Nobody's saying Jake Paul's world class, but Jake Paul's been boxing 4 or 5 years. 4 or 5 years of boxing is still plenty of experience. He's a big, strong kid. He's a big kid, and you know, this thing is dangerous for Mike. If it goes the distance, that's you know, it's funny because every time Jake Paul gets a knockout, you have all the idiot crew that comes out and says it's fixed, it's this and that. You can see the shots clearly landing. Nothing's fixed. You guys are getting blasted off their dome piece and then going to sleep in some of these fights, and people still think it's fixed. But if Tyson actually goes the distance, I would think it's more Jake keeping his feet off the gas pedal.
Yeah, Chris, what do you expect from this fight there, and and then afterwards, what's the fallout from the fight as well?
Honestly, I have zero expectation. I don't know what to expect. Like you said, Champ, I don't know if this is a real fight. Obviously, those betting lines are falling to the wayside because of that. You know, is Paul going to go out there and fight Tyson like he's fighting everyone else, where he's guns blazing, shot out of a cannon first round, and try and knock out a 58-year-old man? In which case, what does that do for anybody? I don't understand. I know these guys are getting paid. I know Mike is making a huge payday. I know Mike got in great shape for this fight, is at the best shape that he could get in. But if Paul goes out there and beats on Mike and gets him out of there and knocks him out in the first or second round, does that really help him? Are people going to look at that as a victory? Like that going on his record, is that really going to matter? Champ,
it is, because the crew that's really interested in this fight are not a crew that's very educated in anything. The crew that's actually interested in this fight think that I don't know about you, man, but I've got my veritable case of Cousins back in the Northeast that all think Mike Tyson's going to win. They're out of their minds. They're you know, it's just what it is, you know. So I think Paul knocking out Tyson to people like that actually does mean something. To people like us who are more in the know and educated and have an educated eye, no, of course not.
But that's going to be the entire boxing community, people who actually know this sport. And yes, we are a niche sport, and there's I mean, relatively small contingent compared to football or basketball or soccer. But listen, see, the entire sport would look at that like, come on, dude, what are you doing? And yeah, sure, the YouTube fans that, you know, his diehards, his sickle fans that are out there will be like, oh man, he knocked out Tyson, man. But he's 58. 58-year-old brains cannot be getting hit like this. I too fear for the health of Mike Tyson. Yes, I know he's been in training. Yes, he got that extra time because he had a medical emergency on a flight, so the last fight was canceled. We are actually here in fight week. You can see he looks in much better shape than he looked like he was over the summer. But I don't know, man. Getting, like you said, training is one thing. Getting hit in the brain for money is another. And at 58 years old, I don't even know how you get this thing sanctioned. Honestly, I don't care if it's Mike Tyson.
You don't.
He's still a man.
14-ounce gloves, right? Is it going on their records of 14-ounce gloves?
How's
that even possible? 2-minute rounds of 14-ounce gloves is sanctioned as a pro fight.
Right. There's a lot of things.
Will do anything.
There's a lot of rules being bent to make this thing happen, and I just don't see the reason for it other than just a big cash grab.
So, Paulie, how much does this tarnish the sport? Or, if you're being maybe overly optimistic, does it help bring fans to the sport and generate fans? What's your thought on that?
I was more so a fan of the bringing more fans to the sport. I was more so with that concept early on in Jake Paul's career. I realized that the cast of characters that Jake brings, though, are not going to be boxing fans. They have no desire to learn about boxing. They have no desire to actually educate themselves on boxing. It's the same redundant thing over and over again. I'm not against Jake for the fact that Jake does a lot for boxing, and Jake has a better understanding than the cast of characters that follow him. He does a lot for fighters that he signs. He puts together the shows. He signs fighters. He gets them paid. So Jake himself, I actually like what he's doing because he has an understanding. But the crowd that he's bringing in here is not a crowd that's going to stick around post-Jake. It's not a crowd that understands boxing. It's not a crowd that even cares to understand boxing or know boxing. They're just here today, gone tomorrow. So it's not really helping the sport here.
Yeah, Chris, what's your thoughts on, is it helping the sport, and could it, as I mentioned, overly optimistic, bring fans to the sport?
Well, I mean, let's talk about it. This isn't boxing. It's 14-ounce gloves in 2-minute rounds. This is not a boxing match. This is not a male professional boxing match. So let's be honest with that. But the rest of the card is real. Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor II is a great fight, and that's being part of the. You've got Mario Barrios is on the card. He's a legitimate welterweight world champion and a very good fighter. So you've got real guys on the card. And to your point, Champ, Jake puts on grassroots local promotional fights, like fight promotions that local guys get a chance. Guys get TV exposure, and you got him, his mouthpiece, his brand on the head of it, the header of it. It brings these guys attention, and that's a good thing.
And I think, even somebody like Lucas Body is a great story. He was a dangerous lightweight. Nobody was giving him a chance. He really was on the outside looking in, being brought up by a couple of friends of mine in Toronto with Phil Greco and his crew. But they were having trouble getting noticed by the bigger promoters, and they weren't getting an opportunity. And Jake put him on. Jake put him on against Aston Sylvan. Lucas probably has, what in my opinion is the knockout of the year, And coming off that, he's got the momentum, and he's on this card as well. So, again, Jake doing things for boxing. That's what I'm talking about. That's actually doing something for boxing. Lucas Body would still be on the outside looking in if not for Jake Paul having given him that opportunity to fight Ashton Silva on the last card.
Yeah, Shushu Carrington on that card as well. He's an up-and-comer in the featherweight division. By the way, we're talking about the age difference here. Jake Paul was 6 years old the last time Mike Tyson was in a competitive fight. That was the Kevin McBride fight back in June of 2005.
So Mike Tyson was shot when Jake Paul was 6 years old.
Essentially.
So Mike Tyson was already shot before Jake Paul even knew who Mike Tyson was.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I agree with you guys, champs. Hopefully, I'm concerned about the health of Mike Tyson in this fight, so we shall see what happens. But it is a spectacle for sure, and he put it in Jerry's World in Arlington, Texas, so there's going to be a lot of people in the ring. And, of course, we will discuss the fallout from the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight here on Top Stories. Remember to scan the QR code, like, subscribe, and leave your comments on our YouTube channel, and download the ProBox TV app, where apps are available on YouTube and on the ProBox TV app. You can watch the champs watch that Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight, and maybe the Serrano Taylor fight. We'll have some commentary on that as well. You can watch it on the app and on YouTube as well. Should be a great one with the champs. Turn down the commentary on Netflix and listen to the champs talk about that fight. And then a couple weeks later, ProBox TV returns to Ireland, December 7th, the Contender Series, only on ProBox TV, your boxing channel. I'm George DeMatteis, and this is Boxing Scene's Top Stories.
ProBox TV Contender Series. On December 7th, look for an all-out Irish war as Dylan the Real Deal Moran battles Tyrone the Mighty Count McKenna at the top of a stacked ProBox-worthy card.
For more ProBox TV, scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play. ProBox TV, your boxing channel.
What's up, guys? We are back, getting ready for the much-anticipated Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight, or Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight, depending on
That's what I call it. Tyson versus Paul.
But yeah, we got some great fights coming up in Ireland. We just got back from Belfast. Yeah, Paulie. We had our first foray into the international travel. For
we loved you guys over there. You guys really were awesome fans. Great to chat with, great to mingle with, and also a great crowd at the fights we had. So.
Great crowd at the weigh-ins, at the press conferences, everywhere we went. There was
also very friendly people.
Very, very friendly people.
You could conversate with them and they weren't annoying. Like they were knowledgeable and actually
very respectful.
When you talk boxing,
very knowledgeable.
You also knew they also knew what they were talking about, so you didn't feel like you were just talking to somebody who just wanted to talk to you. You actually were talking to somebody who you could dialogue with back and forth. I really liked it.
It's funny. People were asking me, like, oh, when you're talking to the fans out there, like, you know, what fighters are they really excited about now? I was like, honestly, everybody I talk to talk about old fights. Yeah. They talk about my old fights, your old fights. Because they know
they follow
old
through the
fights.
generation.
Yeah,
they're generational fans.
Very different experience dealing with the
so
fans over there.
Tune into our next show from Ireland. It's December 7th in Waterford.
Which we also went to, and we did a press conference in Waterford, which is a fantastic little city. I went to one of the oldest whiskey bars that's ever been. It's like these crazy casks of whiskey that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of whiskey.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Well, went in Ireland, right?
Went in Ireland, I guess, yeah.
Absolutely. So what are we thinking, man, for this main event? I mean, final predictions. First of all, the prediction, will your Netflix work for the main event? Will our Netflix work for the main event? You know,
I'll take some odds on that one.
Yeah, so that's the first odds. And then what will happen? You know,
I think this, you know, honestly, so I keep questioning whether this is going to be a real fight or not. I think it's actually a real fight.
It's on their records, Jim.
I know.
I mean,
think
it's got to be a real fight.
And there's betting lines, because I heard there were betting lines that were dropping out. So I'm like,
no, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Like, everybody, there was this fake. Think about what a loser you got to be to do this. There was a fake script going around, like that everybody make like it was a real script. The New York Post has put out an article saying, okay, this is a fake script that was put out. Like, think about what a loser you got to be that you can't live with the fact that maybe Mike's gonna lose this fight, and it's gonna ruin your entire existence. You can't be like that, bro. The best Mike Tyson, with those of us that were fortunate to watch him, was one of the best fight. Honestly, the most entertaining fighter of my lifetime. Honestly, like I don't think the aura and mystique of anyone on fight day.
The anticipation of a Mike Tyson fight was.
I'm old enough, champ. You're not even old enough for this. I'm old enough to remember what it's like to wake up the morning of a Mike Tyson fight from the years 86 to 89. Yeah. I can remember from the Spinks fight onwards, I like live.
I was too young.
I can remember waking up the morning of a Tyson fight for that Mike Tyson, when Mike Tyson's punch out was hot as a video game and the Tyson mystique was at its prime finest. Bro, that guy is gone though, man. And just because he gets beat tonight, if he gets beat, doesn't mean, oh my goodness, I can't live with myself. No, that Tyson still lives in your memory, man. That guy made the great memories for us. It's sad that it's come to this, but you know, hey, listen,
let me put this.
Who's gonna turn? Would you turn down $20 million?
Let me put
no matter, even if what you're worth, you're still gonna turn down $20 million.
Let me put this into perspective for everybody.
What he's getting?
The guy you were talking about in those 80s and 90s, the guy in the 2000s was completely shot.
Yeah.
Jake Paul, we looked this up. Jake Paul was 6 years old when Mike Tyson had his last fight.
Kevin McBride.
Against Kevin McBride, and he was shot to pieces for that fight. Shot to pieces by that time.
Yeah.
So that was, Jake Paul didn't even know who Mike Tyson really was. He never saw him prime.
No. And he never, and like I said, even if you learn about the Tyson mystique, because, you know, he's so famous, the mystique, I see a lot of these people,
we got the betting lineup, guys. That's
minus 220
sorry
plus
to cut you off.
180.
Minus 220 plus 180 for Tyson.
Go to distance, it's plus 130 to win for Jake, minus 180 distance win for Mike Tyson.
That's weird, right?
That's weird, yeah, that's very weird.
Very weird.
Yeah.
So money line.
Over 6.5 rounds is minus 110.
Right, so Jake is the favorite.
Yeah.
People have their heads screwed on straight, at least. Yeah. But winner by.
But honestly, like Dave Portnoy said, Jake is the favorite, but not by the amount of odds that he should be favored for. You know, that's why he's been. You know, Jake has been good value for betting. But what I was saying was a lot of the people today.
I mean, winner by KO, TKO, DQ. So if you're a Tyson guy, plus 290, you're definitely doing that.
Yeah, I mean, if you bet Tyson, you bet him to go to distance. First of all, he's 58. He's not going to last at distance, I don't think, because he's got to.
I don't think he's planning on lasting distance.
Yeah, I think Mike is going to come out like a missile and try to get that. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, he gets knocked out.
I love people just don't.
Kamikaze style. I don't mind it.
I love people just don't even take age into consideration. They're
no.
like they don't think.
That's what I'm saying, bro. People watch too many superhero movies, bro. Cartoons, bro. All that comes out now is superhero movies. People don't have any touch of reality. You know what I mean? Think about it. And the people that
although Mike Tyson could be a Marvel character.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. People look at real life people and they think they're the superheroes of the movies. That's one thing is fiction, one thing is real. And Mike, a lot of the people that have that Tyson mystique today, they didn't see the Tyson mystique. You don't even know it. That was my thing about it. You know, like I feel like my generation and only a little older, I can forgive that Tyson mystique because, bro, I was 7, 8 years old, bro. That's a very influenceable age group to watch that, and and you're in total amazement. But honestly, if you were 20 when you were watching the Mike Tyson era in his prime, you kind of know, okay, he went past his prime and that's it. I feel like the only forgivable age group is my age group. You were 7, 8 years old, so that's when you're most influenced, and you saw that Tyson mystique. And even then, I'm still not like in denial about it. Like, that's it. It's not the same guy. But if you're born in 1980, 1979, 78, maybe 81, and you have this denial about the fact that Tyson can't lose this fight, maybe I can forgive you just a little bit if you're born within those years. If you're older, I feel you're an idiot. If you're younger, you're definitely an idiot. If you're thinking this way. Now, it doesn't mean you can't root for Mike. Shoot, I'm rooting for Mike tonight. Yeah, bro. Everybody in boxing is rooting for Mike tonight, man.
Well,
that's not what we're talking about.
We need to talk about that, though, too, though. So a lot of the guys at the press conference where Jake loses his mind because they all picked Mike, and he goes down one by one. As a boxer, and you're sitting on the dais, you can't go against Mike. Even if you think, like you and I, we both think Jake's going to win. But listen,
I would have been real. I would have been real. I would have been Jake, but he would have beat your ass at any point during his career.
You and I both would have been real, but a lot of these guys don't want to do that. They want to go against. They don't want to be on record.
But if I'm gonna be real, I want to be real the whole way. Like I'm just gonna be real. Like Jake wins. I would have been like, no, Jake wins. But at any point in Mike's career, Mike would have beat his ass. And that's it. I mean,
no, I don't think beat his ass is the right word. I think homicide is the right word.
First of all, the Mike Tyson of that era, I don't think Jake would have been able to get into the ring without being unnerved already. Most of Tyson's opponents in that era were in the ring already unnerved. That's the aura and the effect Tyson had. So first of all, forget about beating Jake. I don't think Jake would have been able to make it into the ring in one piece.
Can we talk about the size difference of this kid? We just watched his last 5 fights. He looked like a different person.
58-year-old Mike Tyson, and Jake is huge.
He looks like a different guy.
He's big. He's strong. That's it. It's a different time, guys. That's it. 58. You see what happened to Evander against Vitor at 58? Yeah. Evander just couldn't get out of the way. The punches, couldn't see the punches. And then he doesn't take them very well. You don't take them very well at 58, man.
58-year-old brains can't get punched.
You think? I'd say 58 is way past a senior. There shouldn't be any senior divisions at this age. Nothing, bro. You shouldn't be getting hit at this age anymore.
Honestly, I can't believe that this even got sanctioned, to tell you the truth.
They made like bigger gloves. They made they make bigger gloves, shorter rounds. I get it. Also, when you talk about Jake Paul fights being fixed, guys. Let me explain something to you. Jake doesn't have to fix the fights. He stacks the deck, like I said before. Stacking the deck means you don't have to fix it. Even politics and regular boxing, they stack the deck for the favorite. Okay, so how does he stack the deck? In previous fights, he's fought guys. He's bigger than all of them. They are not boxers. Meantime, he's been boxing now 6 years. Okay, look, now they're showing highlights of Mike Tyson from 40 years ago. I get it, guys. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. Guys, 40 years ago. Stop already.
Literally the 80s. This is like 86.
It's before he won the heavyweight title, man. He won the heavyweight title in 86. So this is 85 or 84, literally, 40 years ago. Yeah. Stop. I can't do it anymore. Stop. Oh, God. Anyway, what I was saying, he stacks the deck. How is the deck stacked tonight? The deck is stacked tonight, and you're getting a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. You're not getting a 25-year-old Mike Tyson. You're not even getting a 35-year-old Mike Tyson. You're not even getting a 45-year-old Mike Tyson. I'll tell you, even the Mike Tyson for Ray Jones 5 years ago might have been a little bit more dangerous. He was even a bit more explosive. Yep. You know what I mean? 5 years in your 50s, early 50s to late 50s, I feel like that's a big 5-year transition. Early 50s to late 50s is a major 5-year transition in your life.
Can we also talk about the fact that Mike was shot when he was 35 years old?
Yes, again, shot one from so many fights. Look at this vicious KO of Pinklin Thomas. This is one of the most vicious KOs ever. The Pinklin Thomas KO was so vicious. You want to get that Mike with Jake Paul? Again, Jake Paul wouldn't even get in the ring with that Mike.
87.
Oh, wait, Terrell Biggs, Olympic gold medal winner, Terrell Biggs. Look what he did to Terrell Biggs. This is the Tyson mystique. This is the Tyson mystique. This is what I'm talking about. This is why the mystique was created. From the 86 to 89, it was just devastation. He just ran right through the heavyweight. Tony Tubbs in Tokyo. Yeah, he thought Douglas knocked him on Tokyo. Look at Tubbs, the way he goes down in Tokyo. Boom. That's it. This is the Tyson mystique.
Concussive force.
This is the Tyson mystique. Okay, it's not this guy anymore, though. And there's nothing. Oh, this is my first live memory of Mike Tyson. Spinks fight.
Fucking vicious.
This is my first where I know who Mike Tyson is and the fight's happening that night.
Vicious.
I think some of the Spinks knockout is intimidation. I don't know how clean these shots landed that Spinks doesn't continue. I think Spinks was stricken with fear because he also doesn't go down from the way he also doesn't go down the way a body shot knocks you down. Right here, he went down like.
Well, that was a headshot.
Yeah,
but
either way.
Nobody bangs their head off the canvas.
That was destruction. Yeah, that was destruction.
This
is the Douglas KO. And even on his worst night, and on Douglas is amazing. Because honestly, Douglas boxed amazing. Tyson still dropped him. I mean, this is, again.
This Douglas would have beat a lot of guys.
Yeah.
He was just
Buster
never. He was never that guy before or after.
Buster Douglas is the biggest, has no character. That's why. Because if he had Buster Douglas had any
character that night.
Yeah, well, things came together. You know, everything comes together. His mom had just died. He was very angry,
dedicated
motivated.
to her. Yep.
But Buster Douglas.
But also, Mike was, Mike had 4 hookers in his room the morning of the fight.
Yeah.
You know, was eating whatever, doing whatever.
And later on, we get the bite fight. They're just going through Mike's whole career. I don't know what the point of this is.
Yeah,
you're giving us.
You're getting people
excited.
Us
stuff in the 20th century.
You get people excited. You're getting people
stuff. Now you're getting early 2000s with Lewis and Tyson.
I hated that fight.
Yeah.
Because Mike was already so shocked.
You know, this is actually my first experience of people being in denial about Mike. You know, there was actually people I knew that were like, including my best friend Pete, actually. It was like, yo, Tyson's going to win this fight. You out of your mind? No. By that point already, Mike was done when he fought Lennox.
But you know who's also out of the mind about Mike?
What?
Emmanuel Stewart that night. He's in the corner of Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
You got to get him out of there. He's like freaking out, but he can still get you.
But you know what? I feel like I understand what Emmanuel, the more you let a puncher live, the more dangerous it can be. So you want Emmanuel wanted Lennox to stay on the gas pedal and stay in control of the fight. So you always edge towards staying in control of the fight.
Yeah, but he was freaking out.
Of course.
Way too much.
But you know what? It ended up working. Emmanuel knew the psychology.
It was going to work either way.
But I'll tell you what, that was my first experience actually with people being in denial about Mike. Where you can clearly see it's the end, and going into the fight, so many people were picking Mike, and I'm like, you guys watching the same fight I'm watching? Were you gone? Well, it's not the same Mike anymore.
It was like the Arturo Gotti Floyd Mayweather effect. Where people are like, oh, Gotti's got a chance. No, he's not.
If you look at it, if you look at the same crowd, it's Tyson against Lennox.
Yep.
People that pick Tyson. Gotti against Mayweather, the people that were picking Gotti.
And Tyson Paul.
Mayweather McGregor, the people that were picking McGregor.
Yeah.
And not Tyson and Paul, people picking Tyson. If you notice that was the past 20 years, those fights right there, look at who you talk to and who they picked. If you notice, it's always the same. They always think the same way. They never learn. You know, it's always the same thing. So this is, unfortunately, one of those situations where it's going to be like this. And there's nothing wrong with rooting for your guy. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, like, we're sitting here, nobody would be happier than us if Mike Tyson wins. But honestly, dude, we're also not going to pretend to be stupid and pretend to be in la-la land, you know, in a fantasy land. We understand the risk here.
I used to love when people would tell me that McGregor had a shot against Mayweather.
Yeah.
I would just laugh in their face. And, be like,
and it's always the same thing. What if he lands? You never notice it's always the same argument. Decades later.
Guess what?
What if he lands one?
What
if he lands one? What if he just lands? Everybody's always got that mystique about what if he just lands. Big Mo with the commentating tonight. Big shout out to Big Mo, the ring announcer. He's my guy from BYB.
What if he lands one? The guy doesn't have poison in his gloves. He's a human being.
Yeah.
Made of the same stuff.
And what happens when you land one? You get hit back sometimes.
Well, in the Floyd Mayweather fight with McGregor, he landed one in the first round. He had that uppercut, that landed, little counter. It was actually a nice little shot.
Yeah.
And Mayweather smiled and goes, "Oh, you're done."
And if you look closely, with that one after that uppercut, when Mayweather smiled at him, you could see a little diarrhea in McGregor's shorts after that.
Because Mayweather went,
because he realized it was over.
Oh, that's your best shot?
Yeah, he realized he was done. All right, we got a 2-time Grammy Award winner, Tori Kelly, singing the national anthem.
I like her shirt. It's a cool shirt.
Nice. There we go. All right. What's everybody's last-minute predictions? Did you get the Netflix, first of all?
Can people actually watch?
Did you get your Netflix account? Are these comments on point? Because somebody said I'm just waiting for Shushu. Buddy, Shushu fought 6 hours ago. You knew you were waiting for Shushu.
He literally fought at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Jake stinks. Why is Paul glazing? I'm sorry, bro. Again, I don't mean to offend you by being real. You can't handle the truth. What movie was that? Huh? That was A Few Good Men, Jack Nicholson.
Few Good Men.
You can't handle the truth. That's it. Now you got, we're getting the predictions. Dirt Mike says Jake Paul by KO. Mr. Unmerciful says Tyson by KO. And PK is laughing. All right. LL Kool-Aid says even Mike in his prime can't beat Lewis. I know, but you can imagine what it'd be like, though. That's the thing. It would have been an amazing fight. I don't know, honestly, who would win in their prime. I probably slightly edged Lennox, but, yo, Lennox in his prime would randomly get knocked out, too, and it could be on the night where he fights Mike. You know, so, again, you can imagine what it'd be like, though. There, in a fight like that, in their primes, you really go into it, like, amazed, and, okay, there you don't know. But Lennox in 2002 against Mike in 2002, we already knew what was going to happen. At least those of us
I agree with that guy. I think Lennox beats him no matter what.
But yo, it's a much better fight in their primes. Come on.
Oh no,
Think
come
about
on.
it.
That's not even. That's
Like
not
Mike
even
and Holyfield in
but
'96.
So Mike was a mental guy.
Yeah.
He's a mental guy. If he had a mental edge over you, he was going to crush you. But if you had
He's
a mental
not
edge
good-
over him, you would get crushed. Lennox had a mental edge over him.
You think he always had a mental edge? Or
Yes.
You think Mike in
You
'89
ever
would
heard
have
the
had
story?
what, when they sparred or something? And yeah, I get you. I don't know, man. I heard actually that was a lot why when Teddy told us about when Bruno came when Tyson was an amateur, and that always stuck in Bruno's head.
Yep.
You know, and Bruno was always fearing Tyson. Yo, we got some great stories behind the scenes with Teddy, bro. Teddy is one of the best people to talk to.
The best.
One of the
His
best
recall is
people.
amazing.
And in those key years too,
Yep.
the best. He told us a story about when Frank Bruno, who was already a pro, came to the Catskills to spar Tyson, and Tyson worked him over
We're
as an
showing all the
amateur.
celebrities. I don't know who they are. This is great. I don't know any of these.
And that's mentally stayed with Bruno. When years later they fought in 1989, and they actually fought again in 1995 as well. 1996 actually. In 1996 they fought again. The Karate Kid.
Charlie Theron's
the Karate
there.
Kid crew.
I thought you moved out of the country because of the election.
What would Jake do against the ProBox staff? Jake's too big, bro. I would have to
He's
take
240. What the
Yeah.
hell are we talking about?
Yeah, what
How many
am I
guys
gonna
do we
do
fight
over
at
here?
once?
I'll put him against Jimmy. Maybe Jimmy's a little bigger. No?
What the hell are we talking about?
Jimmy Smith is a little bigger than us, man. I don't know.
People used to ask me, like, "Oh,
Can Marquez take him though?
No. He's 240. What are we talking
Guys,
about?
240 is 240, just like 58 is
It's
58.
58, right.
You know, we've been trying to tell you.
If I can kick though, yeah, I got him.
Yeah. Well, okay, then you expand the rules a little bit. You know.
If I can kick and strangle, then yes, I got him.
But A. Thomas has a little tip. He says if you watch on the mobile app and stream it to your TV, it's smooth. Haven't had any problems tonight.
Nice. All right, we
A.
got
Thomas
tape,
for everybody.
tape.
Everybody out there, 31 years different. You
58,
imagine this guy? I still can't believe I'm
27.
watching this fight. I still can't believe I'm watching this fight. These guys
They're
are.
just about 1 pound apart, and Jake Paul's a 5-inch reach advantage.
They better let Mike walk in second. Okay, you're already calling this Paul Tyson, which I disagree with. Mike better walk in second at least.
10.
Don't do.
10-1 versus 50.
Does everybody agree with me in the crowd in the comments, dude? They better let Mike walk in second at least. They used Paul's name on the first in the promotion.
Yeah, God, they're telling me. Like
Look at his
Jake
boxing.
is a bigger.
By the
body.
way, boxing analysts.
All right, fight rules: 14-ounce gloves, 2-minute rounds, not 3 minutes. No 3 knockdown rule. Fight official after 4 rounds. So if there's an accidental cut or whatever,
It goes to this
it
draw.
goes a no decision
Or a draw.
And if there's after
No, Texas, I think, is a draw. Technical
is
draw.
it draw, technical
Technical
draw,
draw, yeah.
And then after 4 rounds, you go to the scorecard. Yeah, you fought in Texas.
R. Luna says Mike takes a fall in round 5 or 6. Boxing analyst, by the way, responded before in Spanish to let you know he is Puerto Rican.
Ah, so he just hates his people? Because 99-91 is insane. 9 rounds to 1 for
Boxing analyst is now asking me if influencer boxing should just legalize headbutts and kidney punches. Let's make it a free-for-all. Influencer boxing. It's basically a free-for-all as it is.
Listen.
I mean, at no other point would a 58-year-old be sanctioned to fight a 27-year-old. I'm sorry. No, only because this is influencer boxing.
Well, no, it's because there's money.
R. Luna said, betting odds crazy. Make money and bet against Mike. Well, that's what Dave Portnoy said.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Yo, how's the pizza? Peter K., we ate it already. What are we going to do? What am I going to tell you? There's a slice left. There's a slice, but that's
It
all.
doesn't look good,
That's
though.
it. Now it's old. It's decrepit.
Doesn't look good.
You know,
I'm going to go home and I'm going to throw up a slice in the toaster oven.
Yeah.
I like it better that way anyway.
Tyson should walk in second.
Of course
It's the only reason why everybody's tuning in, said Ken Hoying. And you know what? I agree. John Jr. says draw. Well, if it's a technical draw, it could be a draw if it's a technical draw. Victor Delgado says Taltino tonight, tomorrow, and I agree.
Good fight. Good fights tomorrow. Good fights.
Yep. I mean, there's nothing to disagree with. It is tomorrow, but I'm saying I agree that it's a great card.
I thought that's what you were saying.
Yeah. I was thinking faster than I was talking.
I think...
Jake Paul's walking first. Thank you. Some respect. Put some respect on Tyson's name. He's walking second. Jake's walking first. All right.
I feel like you got to.
PK says Mike Tyson's getting knocked out in the first round. Really, guys? It's going to be that
It's
fast?
very possible.
KC Clark said KJ Clark said Paulie would smack the head off McGregor.
Did you ever listen? Did you ever listen to Lennox Lewis on Joe Rogan Experience?
No. What did he say?
So Lennox goes on there and he talks about when you first get back into sparring after a while not being hit, you get a concussion every time.
Really?
I mean, you remember when you first come back and you get rocked, you get hit.
I'll
And you're
tell
just
you,
like,
I'll tell you what would happen to me if I didn't spar for a long time. I started sparring, my skin would mark easier. Like I would have sparring sessions where I would be dominant and I would come out with like skin.
Yeah, but that just happened when you got older.
But no, because then if I sparred regularly, by the middle to end of camp, I would have intense sparring sessions, and it would be tougher to give me marks. I would still get marks if they were extra intense, but you'd have to hit me much cleaner.
That was just you being sharper and not getting hit clean. Because I'm telling you, when your skin doesn't get better getting hit, it gets worse.
No, bro, there were days I would go home on the train. I'd be like, I gotta go home with a scrapes on my face. I was like a teenager. I didn't have a car yet. Meantime, I just beat the shit out of somebody.
Oh yeah, no.
Listen, I was like,
you're preaching to the choir about that. I know that, but like,
yeah. Well, white guys, what are we gonna do?
Like, oh, you bought one, huh? You got beat up today. I'm like, no, I actually beat the shit out of somebody. But yeah, I got a.
You don't even want to get into it.
I got a black eye.
The explanation.
My nose is swollen.
Nobody believes the explanation. Mike's coming out with some Falcons and Doves. You guys are way ahead of us because Jake right now what is he in a car?
What is this spraying thing that they're doing?
This spray thing is a big thing. Like he's really. Can you spray that on yourself when you're fighting?
I was thinking that would be really aggravating to smell a guy's Axe body spray while you're fighting. What is this? The track to the ring, way too long.
Yeah.
Every ring walk has been so long.
Because you don't stay warm like this. You know what I mean? That's another thing too. The car's not even rolling. They got their foot on the brake over there. Man. That car's not even rolling.
They were supposed to walk at 11.
If you put the car in drive and then let it roll, it goes faster than this. What do they got? What do they got? A dove in the? Is that a dove in that cage? What do they got? What do they got going on over here? Mike's pigeons? Wait, is he doing something to Mike's pigeons?
So he's trolling the pigeons? Is he gonna bite the head off a pigeon?
No, he can't do it. I don't want to see that. This guy's still spraying. Logan is spraying everything. You know what's crazy though? Jake Paul's fan base is a strange one too. Tomorrow they'll buy the hell out of that spray. That's how nuts they are. Tomorrow everyone will buy that spray.
Is it?
I don't know, man. I wear Malizia. We're from Italy, and then they stopped importing it. In the last 6 months, they said they weren't selling enough anymore.
I wear Algeri every day.
Really?
That's all I wear.
Just you?
Just me.
No, I mean, my Malizia is running low now because they don't import it anymore.
I just wear me.
Can't bet in Texas, R. Luna says.
Why not?
I don't know. But remember on our news...
you can't bet here either.
On our news piece...
You have to go to the casino.
To the casino. On our news piece, we said a lot of places weren't taking odds.
That's true. All right, so is Jake nervous at all?
I mean, I think you're always
beyond the normal fight.
Beyond the normal fight? No, I don't think so. This is not the old Tyson mystique. That's why I said, he's not getting the full experience. The Tyson experience in his prime, even after
that he's talking shit to Tyson's face at press conferences, that would never, ever, ever happen.
Yeah.
No one ever did that. Because they would get punched in the face at the press conference and get knocked out. Like, not get a limp-wristed slap on the beard because you stepped on his foot. Back in the day, Mike would have bit your head off at that point.
Yeah.
It's a different thing.
I agree.
He's a grandpa, guys. We're literally watching a grandpa.
Lazy Bunny TV says Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Absolutely, that was the era. I remember when that game came out.
Still good.
Again, you don't remember when that game came out? It was nuts. I was too young to get through it. I couldn't beat it. I was 6 years old. But I remember my uncle had a young uncle, my mom's youngest brother, who was a teenager at the time. So I used to watch him and his friends play just so I could see all the guys get through because I couldn't get past like the third guy. I couldn't get past Honda.
Was it Glassjaw Joe?
Glass Joe, Von Kaiser, and then Piston Honda.
Piston Honda.
As a kid, a lot of us couldn't get past King Hippo. And then the Tiger guy who would go around the ring. That guy was annoying too. So I used to watch my uncle and his buddies, who were all teenagers, because they could get to Tyson. So I would just sit there and watch. Now, bro, you know what's crazy? On YouTube, there's like people that get paid because people watch them play video games. You imagine? Oh, yeah. Back then, I did it when I was 6 years old because I wanted to see how far the other guys were, what they looked like. You know?
Obviously, I'm a little younger than you, so I was actually much better at the game by the time I got to play.
Because by the time you got to play, you were older.
I was old, exactly. So I got to Mike.
And hit you a one uppercut and you're done.
Bro, it's like
all that work. Shoot! You got to use the code. You guys got to get that code. Up, down, left, right, straight.
It was impossible.
Up, down, left, right, stop. Up, down, left, right, select, start at the same time.
There was no beating Iron Mike in the game.
There was a code. It was up, down, left, right, A, start at the same time or something like that, where you could just get right to the end. It was some kind of code. Because, bro,
now you make me
when you kept losing to Tyson with one uppercut, it was annoying to get through the whole game.
Yeah.
That was such a classic game, such a great game. But again, it goes with the whole era. You know, that was the Tyson Mystique era.
Showing pictures of Mike from 30 years ago.
Here comes Mike. Mike looks mean. He just looks old. Let's see. He's trying to get it back. He hasn't. Oh, I love that. I love that he's the same guy though. Look, same look.
Yeah.
The ripped shirt, the ripped towel.
When
I was on the USA team in the amateurs.
What is that?
I don't know. It's probably a sponsor. But bro, when I was in the amateurs, the USA team, they used to give us these rip towels because they knew everybody liked them for Tyson. They made them. Adidas made them for us. It was like the Adidas stripes. We had the rip towel. I had it like a couple of years into my pro career. Then I don't know what I did with it.
I don't know. I don't like the look in his face.
No, retired Triple G versus Jake Paul, absolutely not. Triple G would still annihilate him. Again, Tyson is 58, guys. It's not a guy in his 40s. Even Tyson in his 40s, if Tyson tonight was in his 40s, I'd have picked Mike Tyson to win this fight. If Tyson was in his 40s.
Yes.
I'd have picked Mike. But then again, if Mike Tyson was in his 40s, Jake wouldn't be fighting him. Just like he's not going to be fighting a Golovkin who's in his 40s. You understand me, guys? How this works? The deck has to be stacked accordingly against the opponent because this way...
But it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem exactly because people think it's bought off, paid, whatever you guys think it's called, scripted. SM03 says this is graceful and disgusting to see. Yeah.
Hard to argue with that.
Let's see what happens here. Mike's going back in the ring. I'm sure he can't even believe that he just made this walk. It doesn't look like the same guy. Yeah. Again, remember he used to get in the ring and he had that menacing look? Mm-hmm. Now it's not that, you know? He's trying to punch his gloves together, trying to get himself. He's trying to summon it. He's trying to summon it back, but it's not.
But also, Paulie, I was bringing up something on my podcast about fight weeks. Fight weeks are exhausting. Fight weeks are hard.
And you can deal with it better when you're younger.
That's what I mean.
Mike doesn't want to be.
Do you remember doing fight weeks when you were plus 35? They sucked. I loved fight weeks when I was 28. I loved fight weeks when I was 30. Bro, when I was 35, I hated fight weeks.
Yeah, I mean. You know why I liked them? Because I knew the hard part of camp was over. But I hated it because I was drying out, making weight. But there was pros and cons about Fight Week.
I always had the song and dance.
Because also you're the star on Fight Week. So it's also why you do it.
Fight Week. Actually, honestly, even at the end, I didn't care about that either. I just wanted to fight. I like fighting. I actually really like to fight. I didn't care about being a star.
Yeah, honestly, at the end, I just wanted to get through the week too. But I like the feeling when you're young and going through that though. I don't know. It's still a great feeling. But when you're this age, I'm sure Mike has probably not wanted to deal with it. Like he's trying to. I'm telling you, bro, it's a different. Mike, remember that menacing look when he's walking back and forth during introductions?
Like a
it's not there.
Tiger.
Yeah, like a caged tiger. It's not there, bro. I don't see that, man. It's like Mike is there, but I feel like he's asking himself, like, wow, I can't believe I'm here right now. You know, like I just did this again, really. Like that's what I feel like that's what he's telling himself. Because that's what, honestly, I'm not going to lie. There were times in the corner at the end of my career where I was sitting in the corner after like round 3 or 4, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing here?
Bro,
Why did I do this
when I fought Mikel Lapierre, I'm sitting there in the corner, and it was like in between round 2 and 3.
Things that would never cross your mind.
Never.
Ever.
And I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
What the fuck am I doing?
No, like I remember my last couple of fights, I was thinking.
I was like, oh, this guy's hands are fast. What am I doing?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Retired GGG will get charged with murder against Jake Paul. I'm with you. But honestly, Tyson in his 40s is the same thing. Why, no? But again, this is why these guys aren't going to get those fights.
Fighting out of Dorado, Puerto Rico. Tax haven. Cleveland, Ohio.
R. Luna says, Mike Tyson taking the fall. No, I mean, he's not going to take a fall. He's going to try.
He's going to go down, yeah. He's going to fall.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, we're just attracted to train wrecks, too. Jake's punching himself in the face. You do got to warm yourself up just in case Mike Tyson does land one. Okay? Even at 50, you think how much of it does he still got? Remember Bradley Cooper? I'm just saying he still got it. But that was like 20 years ago. That was the one almost 20 years ago.
That was The Hangover.
Yeah, that was like 15 years ago.
That was like 2009,
10, right?
Yeah, I was going to say.
So that Tyson right there, the one Bradley Cooper said he still got it, Jake wouldn't fight that guy. that guy might still got it, but after training camp, of course, because that guy was overweight. But
he's also not fighting Zach Galifianakis.
yeah. I don't get what was with the pigeon in the cage though. What did they do with that pigeon in the cage?
Nothing.
You just took it just for the sake of taking it. He was spraying himself with the body spray. He had a pigeon. With him.
Who are these guys behind Mike?
I don't know, man.
Who are these trainers?
I don't know. Who worked with him? This is all new, bro. There's no Kevin Rooney.
Yo,
there's not even Richie Giacchetti over here.
Guys,
there's no Tommy Brooks.
He's 5'10" with a 71-inch reach. He's smaller than me.
Yeah.
I'm taller than 5'10".
But he's a big guy. Come on.
Sure, but also I have a 72.5-inch reach. Like, he has welterweight numbers for height and reach. It's crazy how he was so successful at heavyweight.
Mariana Morris says, Paulie, we're going to need you to commentate if Netflix crashes. Has everybody's got their Netflix ongoing? A. Thomas said go from the app or something, whatever. What did he say? Stream it or something through the app to your TV?
No, he said stream it through your phone.
Oh, through your phone and then
link it to your, what are they?
Link it to your phone, TV.
Air,
whatever it's called. Guys, I don't know the terminology. I'm bad with technology.
Airplay to the TV.
Lazy Bunny TV says, I feel like somebody's trying to fight my grandfather or something.
No, literally. He might be a great grandfather at this point.
If Jake hurts Mike, I'm worried the fans will attack Jake, Ken Hoying said.
Well, that was my point when we did our top story show. It's like, if he goes out there and starches this guy in 2 rounds, this...
Okay, we're getting updates about where Devin Sachs says start and stop on his connection. Ziggy2311 says mine is down. All right, we got to stare down, guys.
Well,
Mike is staring down. Jake is looking down. Mike is not. Jake said something. What did Jake say? We have no volume, so I don't know what Jake said, but something. But Jake was kind of like nodding, which means he was being nice. Tyson was just giving a stare down, but it wasn't like the old Tyson stare down. But still, Tyson. What
if he lands one?
But Tyson was locked in on him. At least.
What if he lands?
It wasn't the intimidating, menacing stare.
What if he lands one?
I think Mike's got to come out right now. Let's see. Round 1. Let's see if he comes out right now.
Listen, he lands a right hand. He can do it.
Paulie, why don't you give Mexicans their credit? Guys, I give everybody except Canelo their credit. Canelo does not stand for Mexicans. Stop it already. Every other Mexican in the sport, I give credit. Virgil Ortiz, Rios, no, I'm Rios. Bam Rodriguez. And so on and so. Zurdo, stop. Okay, just because I call out Canelo for his BS doesn't mean it's all Mexicans. Stop. Let's see. Mike is not coming out fast. Oh, Mike's giving Jake's trying to move. Mike's trying to bring it. Let's see.
But his ability.
Mike is looking for that big shot. Jake is circling. Wow. Mike is going right after him.
If you watch the pad work with Mike, though, he literally walked till he was right in front of the pads. Yeah. There was no closing the distance, and that's
he's trying.
A big issue.
He got underneath.
Jake's first.
He got underneath. Oh, good hook by Mike.
Not good. Yeah.
Good hook by Mike. Oh, Mike is firing those shots.
Yeah.
Jake
might lose.
Well, let's see the first round, bro. Jake is having trouble moving around.
He's realizing how strong this man is.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get knocked out by a 58-year-old man, that's crazy.
Yeah, bro. Jake overcommits the defense. He's getting too much out of range. Let's see if he's able to hold his ground.
He is not comfortable at all.
Yeah, Jake with a hard jab to the stomach and then steps in to smother Mike. Also, he's not making Mike work here. If you get these clinches like that, Mike is going to be able to rest a little bit.
I think we were wrong, Paulie. I think he is more nervous for this fight than.
Oh, he misses again.
Throw a big one.
Misses a big right hand. Mike gets underneath these shots.
I'm happy Mike is able to bend those knees and get down.
Remember Roy said he's a harder hit than he realized,
Yeah.
Mike is getting underneath.
Well, I watched a clip from the Roy Jones fight, and you can see his head movement was really good. And Roy was throwing some nice fast jabs, and Mike was able to get out of the way.
Yeah. Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, that just missed. Right? Jake just missed. Jake just tried that jab to the chest, right hand to the head. I call that a rooftop. My old trainer Sharif, used to call it.
Yeah. Jake's feeling better now.
Jake's starting to use that jab.
Range.
Mike is starting to slow down.
Yeah, Mike slowed down.
Mike's getting close. Oh, good body shot by Mike. Oh, called low by Mark Calloy.
Well, when it's your promotion, you can tell the ref when it was low.
Yeah. Let's see, bro. That was a close round, though, right? It was a close round. First round's gonna be over.
I think that was a Tyson round.
Yeah. I give Mike round 1, and Mike said something at the end of round 1. I don't know. Let's see.
I'm worried about Mike's heart. Like
that wasn't a bad round, though.
No, it was a good round.
That wasn't a bad round.
Remember what I told you earlier today? I texted you this. I said he's going to win round 1.
Yeah, that's true. Well, let's see. And now he gets a 1-minute rest, too, so maybe he's going to start fast again. Let's see.
He's not breathing too hard.
It seemed like and also Jake didn't make him work, even in the clinches. No. Jake didn't. Do a lot.
Jake was really nervous in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, he saw them little shots whizzing by.
Yeah.
Let's see if Mike landed anything. That was a good jab by Mike. That was good.
That's all Mike should try and do. Just try and land the jab.
And Jake just
that did land a little bit.
It landed a little
It
bit
did
on
touch
the
a little
temple,
bit.
Jake. Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like Mike's pressed it a little bit more.
Well, no question. This is a real fight.
Yeah. Let's see. Imagine all the cuisines at home. Whoa, that was I almost got him. Let's see. I feel like Mike's gonna have. Again, Mike has energy in the first minute.
Yeah.
So what is? I don't know if Jake.
But that's why the 2 minutes helps him, though, because
Yeah.
he gets to recover.
Yeah.
I mean, how much is he going to have a minute every round? Probably not. But it's gonna diminish each and every round. Yeah, but his distance control.
Yeah, but Jake has to land to win the fight too. I mean,
Good body shot.
Control, a good body
Good
shot by
body
Jake.
shot.
And Jake is really, really careful. But again, you can't over careful yourself. And Jake's that right hand is way too wide.
Yeah,
Jake.
but you see Mike loop. He got a little loopy on that. You hit him like behind the neck. Those shots will rock your legs.
Jake's playing now. I don't know if Jake's doing enough, man. I don't know. See, Mike has trouble closing the gap, of course, because he's old and he's trying to save energy. But also Jake's allowing Mike to rest like this. Honestly, you know, Jake's. I don't feel like
but he's getting the
you
jab
got an
pumping
older
now.
guy in front of you. I don't know that you can afford to let Mike, be this comfortable too. Honestly, Mike's not fighting bad. Even this round, Jake is like all over the place, and Mike is. Look how much energy Mike's conserving.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna beat the old guy, you got to make him work. So this is not bad for Mike, honestly. Honestly, these jabs, a lot of them aren't landing. Jake's using distance control, but is he doing enough to win a round?
Yeah, but Mike's not doing anything.
Yeah, that's true too. But
He's having trouble.
Then again, the onus is on Mike.
Mike's having trouble keeping his mouthpiece in his mouth, and he's pushing it back in.
The onus is not really on Mike though.
That knee brace also bothers me about Mike.
Yeah, because he can't push off the back foot.
I don't know.
I don't know. Let's see. 10-second tap. Let's see if Mike.
There's the mouthpiece again.
I don't know what's up with that mouthpiece. What did he just get a 99-cent Modell's mouthpiece? What's going on over here?
A boil and bite in the back.
Yeah. I don't understand. This is a pretty dead round. Does that mean Jake won it because Jake just jabbed?
Yeah, basically.
Look at Mike Tyson. You see Mike stare when he pulled back that hook at the end of round two? I don't know, bro. This is tough. This could go to distance, too. At this rate, Jake's not going to take enough chances to try to hurt Mike. And Mike is kind of like wishy-washy,
If this goes to distance, I'm
bro.
out. I'm out. I can't.
Bro, honestly, what are you going to do? I mean, it's not like it's not a set-up fight. I mean, Jake is trying. He's just nervous and he can't get his distance.
Yeah, but
Mike is also
I'm out on Jake Paul.
Oh.
I'm out on him. Like,
That's it. You can't see
no, I'm done. I'm returning my stocks. I'm selling my stock. I'm out, dude.
Maybe, I don't know.
What is this corner telling him?
I don't know.
Who is that?
Who's in the corner? Jake's always changing trainers too.
Yeah.
Mike's still gonna take the whole minute in the corner. He's gonna like leave me alone, bro. I know what I'm doing. Mike's already done better than
Yes.
I would have thought.
I thought he was gonna have a
But
good
then
first
again,
round.
he also hasn't done as good as the Gugins would have thought, though.
Right.
The Gugins would have thought.
It's like, oh, why is he not hitting him?
Yeah. Oh, big hooks there, my Mike.
Mike landed a good left hook.
Yeah, Mike.
But Jake took it well.
To start.
All right, here comes Mike with the bob and weave, the side.
Yeah, Mike's gonna,
Yeah, but
that's
Jake
what I'm
looks
saying. If
comfortable now,
you don't
though.
force the pace,
Ooh, good body
you don't
shot.
force the pace on Mike, he's gonna have energy, man.
Jake is fainting now.
Yeah.
Ooh, left hook.
Oh, big shots there by Jake.
Yeah,
he
legs,
turned Mike
the legs
southpaw.
didn't like that.
Yeah.
Legs didn't like that. That's the thing. 58-year-old brains don't take punches the same way. Oh, yeah, left hand. Keeps getting through.
Yeah,
Body
those
shot.
Body shots. Yeah, Jake's on to pick him.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He's got a chance to pick his shots more and more because Mike is old.
Yeah,
And then
he waited till round
and Mike
three.
can't explode.
No, he waited till
good
round
hook
three.
by Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah, now Mike's starting to
Listen,
pick
we
his
all
shots.
knew the 2 rounds.
And that's
Mike
the problem,
was-
too. Mike started too fast this round, bro. Now he's got to, usually he has about a minute that he can, save his energy for. Now, the problem is now he didn't even have that minute. He only had like that 30-second initial burst, and now Jake is getting more comfortable. And you see when Mike's throwing, it's kind of an arm punch there.
Yeah, no,
let's
it's not
see.
the same.
Jake has a chance here to step on it, but again, this is where Jake's lack of experience. He's got 5-6 years in boxing, but does he have the experience to know he can push Mike back right now? Or is he going to let Mike recover? That's the thing, too. Oh, good body shot by Jake.
Good body shots.
Good return shot by Mike, though, man. Good right hand. Get in there, Mike. What are you saving it for, bro?
Jake's huffing and puffing too, though.
Yeah, bro, because Jake's nervous.
Yeah, that's true. Oof.
See how he tries to throw those hooks from a mile away, too. He barely touches Mike with those.
Just arm
They
punches,
score.
too, though.
They score, but, you know, what are they doing?
No, Jake hasn't landed a right hand yet. That's his punch.
Yeah, he hasn't landed a big right hand. He's landed smaller right hands.
What's with the mouthpiece? Mike is
I
not
don't
keeping
know,
the mouthpiece in at all.
Jake stopped jabbing, too, though. Oh,
Yeah.
there's a jab. Let's see. I tell you, the 2-minute rounds, they help Jake, too. They don't just help Mike, you know? Because Jake's, the pressure on Jake is also making him feel Mike doesn't look good going back to the corner.
Yeah.
There's one more round. Was that 4 or 3?
That was 3.
Yeah, that's not good, man. I was not even halfway through.
Got Stitch Duran in that corner.
Yeah. This mouthpiece, now you can't get it out. How is it slipping out of him during the round and then you can't get it out of Mike's mouth in the corner? Get it out of the guy's mouth so he can breathe.
Or is he just biting his glove like he used to?
He got to bite
When he gets nervous.
Yeah.
Or not nervous, but he gets frustrated. He
Yeah.
bites. Maybe it's that.
My mom used to do that too. And I would fuck up and
Bite her hand?
bite her hand. Yeah, let me know she's going to kill me later. Yeah. But I don't know about Mike doing that.
Oh, no, Mike used to bite his glove when he was
When
an
he's going
amateur.
to tell you he's going to kill you?
No, when he was frustrated in fights.
Here's some of the replay.
Yeah, no, he's just biting his glove. See that? That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See some of these
So
replays.
it's not the mouthpiece.
Jake tried that big uppercut. Remember he scored that uppercut?
See, look,
Yeah.
he's biting his glove.
Yeah.
It's a frustration.
He's like,
That's
almost
not
had him.
a good sign.
And
No,
Jake-
you don't know that? You didn't read this?
No.
I thought this was in Teddy's book. Was it in Teddy's book? I know you read Teddy's book, but
Yeah, I'd read it ages ago, though.
I've read a lot of books on Mike, but a lot of books on boxing in general. But yeah, that was something that he did in the amateurs, that he was bite his glove. That's where the bite came from with
Mike always starts fast. Mike should save it, no energy, throw no thing in the first minute and throw Jake off, and then in the second minute, shoot everything. You know? Because Jake always starts out the round like really bouncing because he feel like Mike is going to attack in the first minute.
Mike should have went out guns blazing in round 1. Out on your shield in the first and second.
See how Jake's throwing punches from too far away? So even when he lands them, he's landing on the end of the punch because he's a little bit anxious and weary about Mike returning fire.
This is the guy that I saw lose to Tommy Fury. He's just not on the level. Like, he's fighting a 58-year-old, but the guy's a boxer.
Ooh. Good right hand there by
3-2.
Jake. Mike took
Nice
it pretty
hook
good.
right hand.
Mike's trying to save that energy, though. You know, the last first 10 seconds he came out, but now these last 30 seconds he hasn't done much. Mike might be saving for the next second minute here.
Oh, it's crazy, man. Mike
ain't got no turbo boost. He's 58 years old.
Dude, Mike.
Let's see.
This is why. Did you see when Mike beat up that, or not beat up, but just roughed up that guy on the plane?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
mess with him like that.
Yeah.
You still don't want to mess with this guy.
No. Well, that's why Jake's not really messing with him. He's trying to be smart around it, you know.
I think he's being
All that
I think he's
yelling about, he's fighting as careful as can be, bro.
I think he's being way too cautious.
Being very
way too
ginger.
cautious.
Jake's actually looking very, very novice-y. He's still too anxious, too nervous about what's coming back.
No, he's not throwing
Mike's
punches.
Mike's defense.
Headman was
underneath.
nice from Mike.
Defense underneath is good, and that also makes Jake tired. You know, Jake's conditioning has always been a little bit lacking too.
Yeah.
These 2-minute rounds have helped Jake.
Well, he's a sprinter too.
Yeah. These 2-minute rounds have helped Jake too. You know, if Mike loses this fight, it's because he's not been able to put anything sustained together because he's old, not because anything else. It's not like Jake's beating him up.
Not at all. The punch stats on this, I mean, the landed punches.
Yeah, okay.
We're in single digits every round.
I mean, it's also 2-minute rounds, so there's less action. But look, Jake's not exactly pressing an issue too.
He looks tired too.
And Mike knows how to push a pace more than Jake does. Honestly, there was a lot more Jake could have done that round based on the way Mike went back to the corner at the end of round 3 that Jake did not do.
Jake looks
So
tired.
Jake himself is also sort of over-respecting here too.
Yeah,
Again, there's intimidation there too.
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. He played the poker face well, but he's definitely was affected by it.
I tell you, Bo, it's Mike Tyson. He still got it. I'm just saying. You know what? Still got it, Mike. Just by reputation, he still got it. Again, you see how he's landing on the end? Like, that lands, but it's not.
That was a good shot.
But Jake is throwing it from too far away, though. Like, you're not jamming it in there because you're worried about what's coming back. So
Yeah, but also
you're throwing
zero
from too far away.
follow-up. Zero follow-up.
course,
If you let a
because
shot like that, like, what do you gotta
But
follow
it didn't
up.
land strong enough.
I landed pretty good.
Mike is already going backwards. He already threw it from too far away.
Okay, he's 58.
Yeah, I get it. But again, Jake is giving too much respect.
Yeah, it's way too much. That's my point. Just follow that up. But Jake doesn't understand that. I don't think he would follow up with even anybody else either.
I don't know. Mike's getting back on that peekaboo style. Let's see. Let's see. Those early seconds are always Mike trying to come out. Jake does every. At this point, you kind of know the game plan is Jake circle the first minute, minute of the round.
Stay away, keep a distance, let him get a little tired, stab his body.
That's why I would not look to be aggressive if I'm Mike in the first minute. I would save it for the second minute. Look, he's giving a lot of peekaboo. Oh, good right hand there from Jake.
Nothing's landing clean though.
Yeah, nothing's landing too clean because he's throwing too far away. I told you. Good shot there from Jake. But again, you know when you're like intimidated, you're half throwing and you're trying to get out at the same time. That's why Jake's power is not having an effect either. Because Jake is
Mike
throwing.
is constantly biting his glove. This is like
Jake is throwing, but he's also trying to get away at the same time, champ. So it's like he's not having an effect on Mike when he's hitting him. But he's scoring. All right. Look, you see what I'm saying? He threw that little slap hook, but at the same time, he's trying to get out at the same time that he's throwing it. You're going to have nothing on it. It's just scoring shots. Texas might rob Jake just on principle. Good trade there. Jake's standing in front of him with his hands down now. What's going on, bro? Jake's been employing a pretty good jab. I don't know if it's consistent enough, but it's been keeping Mike busy.
It's been the only consistent thing that's been happening.
Even Jake, like Mario Barrios, Jake is a little bit front foot heavy on that jab too at times.
Let's not compare Jake to Mario Barrios. or any
real fighters.
Yeah.
Let's see. Again, you see that? He's
slapping.
He's trying to he's trying to throw and get out of the same
It's a good way to tear your bicep, actually, that kind of hook. That's not a
and he's also trying to, again, throw and land and get out at the same time. Oh, good shot from Jake. But that didn't land clean either.
Again, nothing's landing real solid yet. I mean, I can't give Mike a round other than the first round, but
yeah,
there just hasn't been enough going on.
Yeah, bro.
But he's doing
Mike's
way better.
Mike's already gotten his respect, bro.
Yes,
you know what?
100%.
You get 20 million big ones and a little respect. I like it.
But like this is different than the Roy Jones fight, which was an obvious
sparring
match.
Tyson that did Roy Jones would have beat Jake.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That guy's 5 years younger. He's got more energy.
Because
this Tyson is competitive.
Yeah. No, that Tyson pressed the whole time.
Yeah, I'll tell you though, 5 years in your 50s is bigger. Oh, Mike took a good shot there.
Yeah, right in the nose.
14 ounce gloves might have helped out there.
Oh, I forgot about the big gloves. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Oh, Mike.
Ooh, right to the throat.
Mike with a little
left hook
shot
to the throat
as well.
I can't believe this kid is bragging about this.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, now that we're seeing this, if he would have chose the Mike from 5 years ago against this version of Jake Paul,
loses.
Mike beats him, yeah.
Yes.
Maybe stops him.
Yes.
That
Mike was pretty good. Yeah,
I'm telling you, I tell people those 5 years in your 50s are different. Let's see how he starts out. He's going to start again. Same thing. We're going to have a Jake that's bouncy on in the first 30
I will say
seconds.
this. I was very entertained during that Roy Jones-Mike Tyson fight.
No, Jake fought on that card. Remember he knocked out Nate Robinson?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he fought on the undercard.
I was very entertained during that fight.
Who knew that all these years later we would actually get Jake and Mike?
You know what it is? You know why I didn't know that? What? Because I bought it last minute.
Oh, and you just watched Mike?
Because I'm at home and I'm like, you know what?
That was one of Jake's highlight reel knockouts.
I was like, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. Like, it's not a real fight. And then I was like, you know what? I do want to see this.
And I will have some meatloaf.
And I was really entertained. Good right hand.
Yeah, good right by Jake. But again, Jake is throwing punches while he's trying to get out at the same time, so they're not having the effect. Also, the 14-ounce gloves, we have to keep that in mind, too. It's something that Jalen Love is being interviewed in the corner. We're at 1 minute left in round 6. I feel like there's still enough in this fight where every round Mike could actually try to win it. Again, and it's not like Jake is dominant enough, you know?
Yeah, but Mike's having trouble pulling the trigger. He's not closing the distance to the point where he can pull the trigger and actually get into the position to land that right hand.
And people, you know what?
It's going to be the right hand.
You know what you're going to get? You're going to get the people that said Mike was gone the script. He wasn't trying. The guy's 58, guys. That's why he's not able to be active. Like, oh, Mike didn't do nothing. It was in the script. You know you're gonna get social media comments full of that.
Well, I saw a comment said someone said like, oh, I heard it was in the contract that Mike can't knock him out.
Yeah, that's why they're gonna say Mike's not being. Not the fact that Mike can't get in range, or the fact that Mike's 58 and doesn't have the energy to do the peekaboo for the whole 2 minutes. You know, he does it in spots, and then he does throw a big hook, but he misses it because he's.
Can we? But also just to move around like this at this age, can we talk about how much of a freak athlete Mike Tyson is?
Yeah. You know what it is though, but he's having a hard time pushing off that back foot, and he needs to be able to push out that back foot.
He doesn't have that explosion, yeah.
And that right knee injury is with the brace.
So
that's a big effect on him.
I
Because
had
you push off your back foot.
I hurt my right knee in
And
my
that's the
career.
push-off.
It changed my style completely.
Yeah,
completely.
It's the push off. Dude, if I would have hurt my right knee, I'd have been screwed. I
Completely,
needed that to push
it
off
completely
the jab.
changed. That's why I became much more of a forward. Fought more like.
Yeah, because you
I had to fight.
You can
going forward.
pounce and explode.
I didn't have that.
I wish I could hear
push-pull.
these instructions. I wonder what they're telling him.
I know.
It is.
Because you know what's not going to happen? I'm not going to go back and watch this again. So this is all lost.
Definitely.
This is all lost.
How's everybody got it over here? How you guys have it at home, guys?
Is anyone entertained by this, by the way?
This is such a smart set. This is sad to watch. Carl Jones said, "Mike looks like he's wearing 50-pound Frankenstein boots." I will not listen to JP afterwards. I knew this would happen. I wish Mike would have fought somebody. His it would maybe been better. Respect, getting paid.
No one looks very, very enthused in the crowd.
What do you mean respect getting paid? Mike is not purposely not trying, guys. I can't believe we're still on this. I got to explain this to you. Mike is actually trying. He's trying to save his energy for the moments he can get there, but he can't get in range. Good hook by Mike to start round 7. That's it. Let's see if Mike's got anything left. Let's see.
I can't believe we're here in round 7.
Official scorecards actually gave 2 rounds to Mike. Unofficial scorecard, not official. I don't know who gave Mike another round, but
Probably the first 2. He hasn't done a whole lot.
I mean, with that, you still can have a Mike Tyson win here. Oh.
No follow-up.
Jake is also way too telegraphed with those shots, you know?
Yeah.
Still going to the stomach, but again, he's still throwing his right hand. At this point, Jake should have already been comfortable with in range. You know, Jake still can't find his own range either, so it helps Mike recover because Jake has to be inactive.
Well, that's one thing also about Jake, and you shows, like you mentioned him looking novice-y. Like, he's not adjusted anything.
He's not understanding
he hasn't gotten better every round. It's the same rounds.
Yeah, he hasn't taken advantage or capitalized on things that he may have been able to capitalize on.
No building off of what he's doing.
No. Oh.
But honestly, all he needs to do is just let his
good
hands
body
go.
shot by Jake. That was a good body shot. Yeah, I mean, I don't see how.
Mike, at this point, there's nothing coming back.
I don't even see how Mike won 2 rounds. I don't know how the unofficial scorecards have 2 rounds for Nev. I don't know who's scoring it for Netflix. But, good combination for Jake. Mike took it well, though. Mike takes it well. Again, maybe it's the 14-ounce gloves. Maybe it's the fact that Jake is not stepping in with as much emphasis because he's worried about what's coming back. Mike has taken shots well when they have landed. You see, that's the thing. You see Mike trying to close the gap, but he's not deceptive enough. And that's what I tell people. Like, people make like,
explosive enough.
Yeah, he's not explosive or deceptive enough. People make like, Mike's just getting paid. He's not trying. Like, if you think this is a Mike Tyson that's not trying, you're moronic, man. You know what I mean? Like, this is a Mike Tyson that's trying. He's 58, the guy. You know, you can see in those little moments when he does try to close the gap how he's not able to because Jake is too bouncy. Mike looks like he's crying here. What's going on over here? He's in pain.
I think they put ice water on his back.
That's what it was. I think Mike, honestly, again, I'm somebody who looks at it with a bit more educated eye as far as we have Boston experience. I think Mike has earned respect here tonight, you know?
And I agree, but I'm also disgusted by this whole thing.
Yeah, but we were disgusted with the fact that we're taking advantage of Mike to begin with.
Yeah,
but are we mad? Am I going to be mad that Mike made $20 million tonight and honestly didn't embarrass himself? Honestly, it's free. It's on Netflix. I mean, it's for $9.99. You get the fight, right? I mean, granted, the streaming sucked for a lot of people, but whatever. I'm not going to be mad if somebody we looked up to gets to make this money.
No, listen, I want him to make the money, but I don't.
Let's see in round 8. A lot of people are going to lose their bets if this goes the distance, by the way. Everybody thought this was going to be a KO.
True.
Let's see if Mike goes for it. But Mike looked like he was, on his last leg at the end of the
Let's see if Jake goes for it.
Yeah, but Jake is still going to be wishy-washy, I think. See, he throws from too far away. Again, that's because he's still not comfortable at range. He's worried about what comes back, you see?
A lot of
those hooks from way far away because their slaps partial landed. Mike came back with a good hook.
Mike comes back to the left hand. The left hand was the best weapon for Mike tonight.
Yeah, well, Mike was a converted southpaw, right? So he was.
Yeah, but his right hand was good.
Yeah,
really good right hand.
Mike was two-fisted puncher. What are we talking about, you know? You see that sometimes that little bounce comes back to Mike, but again, it's like he's just old, you know. It doesn't have that
but
same
he can't
spring.
stop biting his glove.
Yeah.
You see that? It's nonstop.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Non-stop biting his glove.
You know. It's that jab. Mike didn't have an answer for the jab tonight. That's been the difference in the fight, is the jab.
The range. The range has been...
Yeah.
He doesn't have that explosiveness to push out the back foot to close the distance. What also, Jake has a 3-inch reach advantage.
Yeah.
He's a big guy. He's got a 3-inch height advantage.
Yeah. That's the thing, man. It's been my yeah. Okay, man. Just end the fight at this point, man. Now Jake's on the land more. It's like Jake hasn't landed a whole lot that's damaging, but it just you don't. Again, you can even see because Mike's 58, he's not taking it well anymore.
No. The 14-ounce gloves, thank God.
Yeah. That's it, man. Last seconds. Jake has not landed the big right hand that has knocked out a lot of people.
He hasn't landed anything really clean.
Yeah. It's just he's won it on work rate. He's won it his jab. Jake's jab. You know what? Respect, man. I like that.
Yeah.
Give Mike that respect. You know what? I like that, bro. I know there's a lot to criticize, but you know what? I like that Jake had to do that. I don't think Jake thought that it was going to be this intimidating. I don't think Jake thought that it was going to be this difficult for him. Jake overrates himself in a lot of ways, bro. I'm telling you. In that 10-second warning when he bowed to Mike, I was like, bro, you know what? I was like, forget. I apologize. That's basically the apology. Me in your prime, I would have dealt with you. No way. Now I know because this was an intimidated Jake the way he was fighting.
Oh yeah.
The 20 years ago version of Mike, Jake wouldn't have made it to the ring. No way. The intimidation, he would have become all those other guys that before they made it to the ring would have already been destroying themselves with intimidation. I wish I heard what they were saying here. You know, this is good, man. I'll tell you, man. Good respect for Mike.
Mike is a freak.
Texas might rob Jake just on principle. Just you did this. You discussed us. You discussed us. Texas might rob Jake just on principle. This is the kind of thing where if Jake got robbed, people wouldn't feel bad for him because he did this.
Not at all.
Like, you know what? You had it coming to you. This is Mike Leonardi. Mike Leonardi does. He's used to manage Badu Jack, and him and his father controlled the National Italian American Hall of Fame in Chicago.
Yeah,
He's
so
invited to
it was that second round. Yeah, you told me.
Wow, they have Wheelocks on official scorecard.
I definitely gave gave Mike the first round.
First round, we all gave him the first round, but I don't think he won the second round.
I don't
You think
think
he won the
so
second round? No. All right. Still,
But if there was any argument, the second round would be the one.
yeah, that's like where you're looking to give Mike any possible round you can give him. So he gave him the second one too. David Jacobucci, Jesse Reyes, and Lawrence Cole. Wow, Lawrence Cole is a ref now.
Wow.
I mean, he's a judge. He's a ref usually.
Right.
I had Lawrence Cole reffing my fight against Juan Diaz in Texas. That famous fight where I snapped out afterwards. Lawrence Cole. And his father was the commissioner, Dickie Cole. They ran some racket down there. It was like the family business.
Well, whoever took over is still doing it.
Yeah. Well, good old boys. But you know what? Like I said, I think if they give it to Mike right now, just for Jake doing this and not knocking Mike out, really, you did this and then you look like this.
Right.
Now you don't have to get the decision. I don't think anybody.
Did this
I don't think anybody. You know, usually there was an outcry in Texas robbery. Everybody goes to outcry.
Yeah.
Nobody would actually feel bad for Jake. You know what? He got Texas, then he deserved it.
You found a commission that would sanction this? Well, guess what?
There was a drawback.
Now it's time to pay the piper.
Jake's brilliant business mind, though, man. This guy's just stealing the bank.
Stealing money.
Stealing.
Bags of cash.
It's like a license to print money.
Yep.
It's like getting it on fire before there was fire. It was, what was that? That was Wolf of Wall Street. Let's see the decision. We don't have any volume over here, but we can have the
We can read it.
production. What do we got? The scorecards. Give us an aria piece. Production's not even listening to us. Those guys took a break already.
Mm-hmm. I think they went home. Judges' scorecards for the official decision. Judge David sees the contest 80-72.
Man, you didn't even give one round to Jake?
Judges Lawrence Cole and Jesse Reyes see it 79-73, declaring your winner.
Don't leave Mike hanging. Give him shake his hand.
By unanimous decision.
He goes to spray again. Really?
Jake El Gallo. Paul? When is El Gallo?
Oh, he's been El Gallo for a while. Since
Oh,
he moved
really?
to Puerto Rico, he's been El Gallo. That's why he had that red thing on his head during the public workout.
Now I understand. Now I understand.
Guys, this actually worked out. Like, you know, I thought if it went the distance, it was like, okay, maybe Jake carries him. No, bro.
No,
Jake was intimidated.
Jake's not very good.
Yeah, Jake's not that good. And Jake was intimidated, honestly. He would not commit from a certain range because he had to play it safe. And he's lucky it was a 58-year-old Tyson. The Tyson that fought Roy Jones, and this is again why I said it. Everything I said before the fight was right, except for the fact that Tyson didn't get knocked out. Okay, like the Tyson the 5 years in your 50s is a big 5 years. That's a big 5 years. Early 50s, you still got it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like late 50s, you're no longer that kind of person to be at this level of competition.
Mike threw 97 punches in 8 rounds.
Yeah. That's 10 punches a round? No, a little more, right? 12?
Yeah.
Everybody with the rigged. All right, guys, stop, please.
No, this wasn't rigged. Jake is just not good.
Yeah. I called it 2.5 million people will be asleep by the 4th round. This guy's name is Bum, by the way.
Yeah.
Who said it?
It was not an entertaining fight.
I Am Ancient says scripted as FCK. Yeah, I know, guy. What'd they script, guy? If you're going to script it, you can at least make it more exciting than this, guy.
Yeah, you're going
to script
the boring 8-round fight.
Yeah, let's script the boring 8-round fight so we never sell
where
again.
The guys throw combined.
I don't get, bro.
20
It's like
punches
the more you try to educate people, the less they learn. I don't know.
It's not even about education. It's just like look at.
Respect to Jake for carrying Mike to the end. Juan Sandoval, he didn't carry anybody.
He's terrified.
He actually was terrified. You could tell because he was punching from 6 miles away. Okay, he didn't even want to commit. Nobody got carried tonight. Yes, I said if it goes to distance, Jake carried him. Absolutely not. I know why I watched this now. This guy was punching from 6 miles away every time he was punching because he was worried about what was coming back from Mike. Nobody carried anybody. This is just the way the fight played out. Jake started to hold back from round 4. No, Jake was scared. Okay, Jake was worried. If Jake was holding back and once in a while he would have punched, he would have figured out how to punch from the correct range at a certain point. He never did because he didn't have the guts to get a little closer to put a little more emphasis on the shots. Okay? He played it safe and he won a safe, boring fight. Nobody stages that. Jake won the distance with the senior citizens. R. Luna said Barrios was a solid fight.
Yeah, the undercard was good.
Yeah, undercard was pretty good.
Barrios was. I didn't expect that to be such a good fight, but since we haven't seen Barrios in a while, I was excited to see him. But the fight actually turned out to be awesome. Katie Taylor Serrano was fantastic once again.
Emmanuel Jeter said Jake Paul should try Andy Ruiz. No, I mean,
Shushu did his
Andy would
thing.
hurt him.
What happened?
Andy would hurt Jake Paul. Somebody said Emmanuel Jeter said Jake Paul should try Ruiz next. You know, Jake does no
Ruiz
intent.
who?
Andy Ruiz.
What? Who is that?
Emmanuel Jeter.
Do you want him to die? What are you doing?
Andy would hurt Jake.
It hurt him. Yeah.
Jake ran majority of the fight. PK, thank you. You understood. Jake ran the majority of the fight. I hope you don't think he did that by design. He was actually trying to play very, very safe because he was intimidated by Tyson's power.
Guys, Jake is a novice, and he showed that again tonight. Like this was, you can't put him in with any heavyweight. You're talking about Andy Ruiz. That's out of your minds.
Dirt Mike says if Jake carried Mike, it said, no, Dirt Mike. Jake, as you can see, is not good enough to carry anybody. As you can see, he doesn't have that calm in the ring. He doesn't have that just comes with growing up in boxing, which he doesn't have. Okay, he's still too jittery. Nobody's carrying anybody. Mike doesn't have the legs to close the gap explosively.
As soon as
Jake was punching from 6 miles away because he was worried about if he punches too close, something might come back and hit him cleanly.
As soon as I saw the fact that he was actually like treating this like a real fight, I was like, oh wow, he really does not really believe in himself because you got an old man in front of you.
Juan Sandoval says Tyson's legs were not there, a little pressure, and he would have hurt him. I agree 100%.
He would have stopped
Absolutely. Which is why even 5 years ago, the Tyson we saw against Roy Jones, who was still a bit explosive, a bit aggressive, a bit energetic, would have beaten Jake Paul tonight.
No, we gave Jake Paul too much credit. Like that's
Little
really
Penny says that Rolly Romero, the modern day Malignaggi, confirmed. That's for you to guess for, buddy. I mean, if you watched enough of my career and you watched enough of Rolly's career, you'll make that comparison or not make that comparison. Jake should fight someone his age and not these washed-up retired fighters.
Or much smaller guys.
Which city is better to visit, Florence or Milan? Milan has more action. Florence has historical stuff. I mean, it depends on what you're looking for. That's it. What are we doing here? We're not listening to the interview. I mean, does anybody want to tell us what they said in the interview? They asked Mike why he was biting his glove. He said he has a biting situation. No.
He's always had a biting situation.
Don't tell me that. It was scripted, not Killer Mike. The Killer Mike off switch spell on Halloween. Not Killer Mike. Yeah, not Killer Mike because he's 58, guys. Jake versus Dillian White. No, even Dillian would hurt Jake. No.
Oh, Jake's
can't
a
do it.
Dillian
Guys, when
White's
you saw
killer.
tonight, I mean, even a few years ago, Mike would have beat this Jake tonight. Jake is not. Jake is actually. You know, somebody. If we're going to analyze Jake's boxing, Jake's not getting better.
No.
Jake has stalled in his improvement. I don't know what he's doing, but Jake has not gotten better in a couple of fights now. It's 2 fights in a row where Jake is. You know, even the Mike Perry fight, they were glaring mistakes.
Guys, rematch Tommy Fury. That's it.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
I think even right now he hasn't made the improvements to beat Tommy Fury either. He might lose
he's
it.
going to lose him again. That's my
Yeah.
point. There's a reason he's not getting his rematch. He doesn't want
Paul
his
versus
revenge.
Canelo, a cruiserweight. Why? Why do I want to watch
Stop.
that? Why?
Stop.
Canelo, despite the size, will destroy Paul. Yes, and so would any real fighter that's active today and that weight. Yes.
Yes.
I hate myself for watching this. I want a black and white cookie. Steven, you must be from New York. Black and white cookies are a New York thing. I'll take one too.
We got those down here?
I haven't seen them down here, honestly.
never seen one.
I don't see them outside of New York, honestly, black and
Yeah,
white cookies. That's why I said Steve must be a New Yorker. Jake versus Paulie, our Luna says money. Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, what are we doing?
Jake Paul versus Rolly Romero. What? Yeah, if you, being the other guy compared me to Rolly, man.
What are we doing?
But at least Rolly's active. Those would be great press conferences, though, because Rolly talks a lot of crap, too.
Yeah, he's not very good at it, though.
But that's what makes it funny.
Yeah, he's the funniest, worst trash.
All right, what are we doing over here? Mike Tyson getting paid $10 or $20 million for the fight? I don't know, a little penny. I don't know what he's getting paid. I heard 20, I've heard 10. Either way, it's good money. Right? If you would take 10, I would take 10. If they give him 20, even better.
I don't know. Listen.
Jake Paul versus Carl Froch.
Listen,
Even a retired Carl Froch.
The pay stubs on everyone on this card sound very fishy to me.
Yeah? All right. Okay. We're going to edge low at 10?
Okay.
Maybe Netflix just throws a
Katie
bunch
Taylor's
of...
making $7 million?
6.1, they said.
Okay. Really?
I don't know. What do you think?
It sounds very fishy to me.
Yeah. No, I agree. But then, Stuttering John Melendez versus Jake Paul, the mega fight to make, Paulie. Stuttering John. Is that the one from Stern? I think that was the guy from Stern. Oh, man. All right, guys. Jake versus Deontay Wilder. I don't know, bro. I saw a picture, video of Deontay Wilder today. He looked like a crackhead.
Yeah, he looked.
I don't know, bro.
He
I don't know what happened to Deontay. He looked like he was like aged by 40 years.
He looked like Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
When Dave Chappelle before gained weight.
Yeah. Paulie was loving it. Chris was disgusted. I don't know, man. My fight of the night definitely wasn't the main event. That's for sure. Serrano Taylor's fight of the night.
No. The main event wasn't the main event. The main event was Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano.
But you know what? Barrios and Ramos was a good fight.
Very good fight. Very good fight.
Barrios is severely overrated in any top welterweight picture, but nonetheless, he makes for fun fights. I don't even know who Ramos was before tonight. He's just related to the guy who fought Lubin last year on the pay-per-view. We know that, right?
Well, he's the uncle of him. But yeah, I mean, no, Ramos has been around for a long time, and he's fought a lot of the top contenders. He never really beats the guys, but you know, he's been in there with a lot of top guys. So this is a big opportunity for him.
But he had 6 losses.
But also that was a draw against the champion. So Barrios retains his title. I would hope that they
Money
would try and
Motivated
get
just
that
came
fight.
up with a burner.
Try and get that fight.
Money Motivated. Jake versus Charlie Zelenoff. Remember Charlie Zelenoff, the YouTube troll?
Oh, the one that Wilder almost killed?
Yeah. Oh, bro, that guy was the best troll, though, honestly. Honestly speaking.
Was he?
Bro, honestly, like, he was annoying at that time, but now looking back, you imagine Charlie, everybody would actually root for Jake. It would be a fight where everybody roots for Jake, actually. Yeah, remember Charlie? He would hit you like this, and then he would like look like this, and he'd say, I won, I beat you, that's it, the fight's over, I won. And then you chase him and beat his ass. Bro, isn't that not great?
I used to love that. Remember sparring the guys who jump in for one round and they roll out the bottom rope? Like, what are you doing? Where are you going?
Let's bring Butterbean back. A boxing analyst said Paulie Butterbean would crush Chris Algieri. Why would Chris want to fight Butterbean? I want Butterbean against Jake.
Yeah. Yo, Butterbean's bad dude.
Butterbean was fighting Pride. He was fighting
Butterbean's a bad dude.
Nah.
Remember he
Let's put Butterbean in with Jake.
Remember he knocked out Johnny Knoxville? On
Yeah.
Jackass?
That was crazy.
In a Modell's?
Johnny Knoxville had balls.
What a bad idea.
The things they did on Jackass were over the top.
Oh, he's got brain damage from that for sure. From that, that
just from
skit,
that one punch
that
alone.
One skit. Oh yeah. Split his head open on the floor.
What would happen if Jake fights Dave Allen? Is Dave Allen the white rhino from England? I remember him, though. He was a character, too. Dave Allen will beat Jake, though. Dave Allen, come on. No. Jake versus Ryan Garcia? No, I mean, too much of a different size. The weights are too drastic.
Andre Ward.
Jake versus Chavez Jr. No, we're not giving Chavez Jr. another freaking freebie.
Andre Ward could beat Jake right now with those glasses on.
Like right now, like literally.
Literally, like
Like if they fought next week, Andre in the shape he's in right now could just go change.
Oh, and the only reason they're fighting next week is so Jake could rest a little.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Opetaya will beat Jake up for fun, obviously. Opetaya will beat a lot of guys up for fun.
Yeah.
He's one of the best in the world.
Opetaya will beat up a lot of heavyweights for fun. He's a bad dude.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap it. Guys, we hope you enjoyed, and we hope if you've lost the signal, we're really sorry about that.
That's not lost on us.
Hopefully it's a FNL for Netflix tonight, meaning first and last. They never do boxing again. Do us all a favor.
FNL.
And that's it, man. Hopefully, if you did lose the signal, that we were able to entertain you and keep you posted. December 7th, don't miss.
Waterford, Ireland, guys. We got a international show. Make sure you tune in on the app, ProBox TV, also on the YouTube.
Yeah.
And
that'll be in the afternoon, guys, because it's from Ireland. So remember that. December 7th, we're going to be.
And then the following Wednesday, we have a
live.
show.
And the following Wednesday, we have our last
December
Wednesday
11th.
night fights of the year. All right, guys. And, of course, tune in every day for our news pieces from ProBox TV. Me, Chris, Jimmy, George DiMattelis, Teddy, Tim Bradley, Sean. We got them all. All right, guys. Keep tuning into us. Remember, guys, the more ProBox TV grows, the better the content we can give you guys. So tell your friends. And download the app, because, honestly, it goes by the app more than the YouTube page.
Yes, but download
people. The app. It's free,
friends.
guys.
Tell your friends.
It's
I know
free.
tuning in is great, but tell more people.
Yeah. All right, and like I said, the more the channel grows, the better the fights we're gonna bring you, the better the content we're gonna bring you. All right, that's it. Over and out. Paulie Malignaggi, Chris Algieri, Jake Paul beats
ProBox
Tyson.
TV Contender Series. On December 7th, look for an all-out Irish war as Dylan the Real Deal Moran battles Tyrone the Mighty Celt McKenna at the top of a stacked ProBox-worthy card.
For more ProBox TV, scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play. ProBox TV, your boxing channel.